Welcome! We're going to do another romp through Final Fantasy XIII. So let us go. Well, that's a good start. It's already started dropping frames. Fantastic. Anyway, let's try not to dwell. There may be even more issues, to be honest, because I've changed up some of the settings, which is never a good thing. But I'm hoping for a slightly stable, more stable game, ideally. Of course, that probably means the stream will be less stable, but you know. Sometimes you just have to live with whatever the fuck life gives you. You just have to live and take the punch. And then, I don't know, do you punch life back? No, you're already getting an opportunity, do you? Right, let's get an appropriate volume for my ears. Should always be an appropriate volume for your ears, owing to the fact that it's the machine doing it, whereas well, it's technically the machine doing it for me as well, but you know what I mean, you know, the machine does do it for me. It is luck be a lady tonight is our chapter title. Colonel Jill Nabat is growing frantic. All her carefully laid plans and contingencies are crumbling around her as the seemingly unstoppable sea rampage through the ship. To make matters worse, the airship's main reactor has been suddenly shut down. Jill has yet to grasp what is behind the loss of power. Saz and Vanille have able to retrieve their equipment soon after escaping confinement. At the same time, their companions make good progress as routes open up across the ship, and sudden engine failure has quieted the wind howling across the deck. As if guided by fate, the Lassie are reunited, and their success gives them renewed vigour to attempt the impossible. And now at last they know what they have to do. Oh, thank God it stopped scrolling, because I nearly got caught. They will topple the sanctum, overturn a fallacy rule, and put the fate of Cocoon in the hands of the people. When has that ever worked? If they can just make it to the bridge of the Palamecia, they'll show the Primarch what Lassie are really capable of. Well, I think we're almost at the bridge, so it shouldn't take much effort to show what we're capable of. Let's have a look at that map. Right. Yeah, we pootled. I mean, I was thorough. It wasn't entertaining. It wasn't amusing. But, boy, howdy was it thorough. We went all the way down there, then I think all the way down there. I think we hoofed it across to the middle there. Then we went down there, then we went down there, then we hoofed it all the way back up the top. Then we went to the middle. Then we were supposed to go to the save point. But I think we screwed it up, so we had to go back out to the side, and then we went back because we wanted to go to the save point, and then we went all the way screaming down the middle. Actually, I don't think that's true. I think what we did, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Carry on. Let's go. It is of low importance precisely what route I took last week. If you were that fussed, you can always review the footage. Going to be a relatively big boss time. I think that owl has a secret. I think that's got a secret owl. I'll cover your retreat with my hair. Just whoosh.
Why don't you leave, Jill? Or rather, take your leave. Humans have no business here.
What? Your Eminence!
Oh! That's just unreasonable. That's the sort of point in time where I'd really like to have ended up with her on the party. Because as much as she's a bit of a psycho, she's a delightful psycho.
Monster! People are not yours to use!
I think I did say I didn't think he was human. It's very suddenly grandiose too, isn't it? With the Pope. The Pope of Evil. Well, Snow can just punch things. It's usually quite effective.
You saw the fools, a mindless mob drunk on fear of a viewless sea.
If they only knew a Lassie was the one filling their glasses.
Lassie? You mean me? Oh, child, perish the thought. I am more than that.
Well, there you go. I think the bird was something special.
Foul sea.
Not half.
My name is Bartandus.
Well, which is it? Is it Bart or Dallas? No, I suppose it's both, isn't it? Bart and Dallas.
Soul of the cocoon foul sea. Your kind feared the darkness, so we gave you light. You begged us for the purge, and did it not come to pass? Now you spurn our counsel. You must learn your place.
Okay. I'm not going to lie. I think we're going to have to do this boss several times. Not in terms of the game, in terms of just figuring out what the hell is the best thing to do. Okay, so I suppose actually first things first. Let's do a Libra scope to try and tackle every enemy. My god, that music is quite loud on this occasion because it's just... The orchestra's built to one hell of a crescendo. My word. Right, we'll just... I mean, for now, we'll just see what happens. I think, essentially, what we can do is just sort of pop in and just punch things, as is the standard. Dispense of that pauldron. Oh, we've staggered the pauldron. Nice. Come on, that's it. Get in there. Quick 6. I don't think launch technically works, because we're already... It's already in the air, I suppose, but it doesn't really make any difference that it's in the air. But yeah, we're just gonna... I mean, yeah, there's not really much other strategy at the moment. It's just gonna be... We take it down one piece at a time. So we're gonna do the eyelet. I don't actually specifically know what an eyelet would be. I know what an aglet is, but an eyelet, I'm not so sure. I don't know whether it is an official piece of armour, because obviously pauldron... Yeah, it's got pauldrons, which are of course big shoulder pieces of armour, but I don't know whether the eyelet is perhaps... registers as another piece of armour that I'm just unaware of. Might be one of those really sort of weird words that don't crop up all that often, but nonetheless is sort of present in a suit of armour. Only really crops up if you're actually really into pieces of armour. Whoa, okay. Let's just back it up a bit. Slightly concerned as to what he's doing. No, okay. He did seem to unleash a lot of magic, but no longer as convinced we needed Sentinel. That's fine. Sometimes better safe than sorry, really. And I would have been very sorry had we actually not done... we'll go off... Yeah, we'll just go in rough order, apart from the whole big fella who will leave. Yeah, Bartandalos. Big face. Look at me. I'm big face smiling man. With tiny small upside down faces. I mean, it's a bizarre design, isn't it? Alright, I think we need some health up in this house, and then we might want to get rid of those buffs it's got. So we don't have... The only one, because we're going to have to wait for the medic to work her way out, because unfortunately my medic is my saboteur, which is slightly problematic. So if you could just quick sticks, otherwise it's going to be super pointless. Once we crack it in a moment... Okay, we're not going to do it just yet. Come on. Bollocks. Come on, one more. There we go. That's what we're talking about. Snow, good lad. Once we crack it, we should find that health bar will go down quite swiftly. But we will throw in Saboteur. Worst case scenario, it does nothing. I'm hoping what it will do is remove those buffs, which is good, and anyone else I would think she'll be able to sort of remove some buffs from. Nasty, but I think for now we'll focus on the idea of getting rid of that buff. Marvellous. Now, back to medic duty, if you would be so kind, Vanille. I don't plan on giving up. As long as you can do your job as healer, there's no sense in giving up. Well, I suppose arguably I said I might have to... I'm not going to give up. We've established this. Although I'm slightly miffed that it's got its status elements back, buffs back even. I mean, technically they are status, but not elements. They are not a bad thing. They are very much... Well, they're a bad thing for me. Very good thing for him, but very bad for me. Because that is haste and brave. Not brave, faith. So he's raising its magical strength, which of course, yeah, it's an interesting issue we've got here, because I need the heals. I really need the fucking sabotage as well, though, so we might have to just try and have a bit of a risk. Risk the sabotage for a little bit in order to try and knock off a couple of these buffs, because don't want them on there, but we are struggling. So I think back to full lockdown mode with Sentinel and Medic. With yeah, now it's staggered. That's not too bad actually, because lightning on a staggered target, lightning should be able to do a reasonable chunk of change. And even through that extra defense buff, there you go, marvelous. I think I've angered Barton Delos. I've lost. I run a bar, and I've. Okay, it's lucky we had a Sentinel. If we see that coming again, we probably will want to go Sentinel. Let's try throwing some debuffs his way. I'm not convinced. In fact, I suppose we can check. So I can't lower his strengths, but technically... Oh no, I think... Yeah, no, I can't poison him either, so I don't think... attrition, no. Delta attack, no. Solidarity, diversity even at the moment. But we'll get a little bit of extra heal. Baptism of Ruin, that might be bad news. Oh no, of course. Baptism of Ruin, you've seen in the past we've had the Ruin spell is part of the Commandos kit. Baptism of that. Oh dear, that's unfortunate. Okay, that's not too bad then. That didn't do as much as I'd feared it would. Baptism of Ruin, I think, is multiple Ruin spells. Now that is interesting. Strange screen effect seems to pop up there. But that's fine. Yes, indeed. Oh, Ruinga. That's nothing major. We'll keep diversity for... Oh, okay, no, that's quite something major. I underestimated it. That's fine. Right. There we go, yeah. I must admit, I thought it was going to be a bit more sort of... a bit of a pop of ruins, but it's just sort of... Here's the Ruin spell, and another Ruin spell, and another Ruin spell. It's quite bland. The only move he's got that's actually visually sort of stimulating and quite incredible is his Thanatosian smile. Because it's suddenly, whoa, okay, let's distract and heal, I think is the only options we've got at the moment. Else we might lose. And I don't, as much as I said we might have to do it a few times, I don't technically want that to be the case. It's just one of those unfortunate things that might happen. Because he is a chunky lad. He's a chunky lad. The unfortunate thing is, I don't think I'd ever manage to be quick enough to be able to block that Thanatosian smile with the Sentinel again. I only managed it the first time through sheer fluke. And I would much prefer it not to necessarily be fluke, but I suppose arguably. It's not a bad one to switch to for a moment or two afterwards anyway, because if the whole thing's gone horribly wrong, it means Snow will distract him whilst Vanille can heal. Now arguably I might at some point in the not too distant future, now they're throwing bigger and heftier. Oh, okay, Destrudo, let's go to Solidarity, because I don't know precisely what it is, but it is at least visually stimulating. He's vibrating his shoulders and he's probably going to just absolutely fucking wreck me. I can summon Odin if I panic. If this does a horrendous volume of damage, I might be able to stall out and summon Odin for a bit. Or it might be worthwhile summoning Odin for a bit to tank whatever this is. Okay. Whoa. It was supposed to be on the Sentinel, sir. I suppose arguably it was on everybody, but hopefully, yeah. Okay. So if he does Destrudo, yeah, I'm going to do a Destrudo upon you. If he does it again, what I will perhaps consider doing is making sure that I don't just sentinel through the whole thing. Oh dear, okay. Back to Solidarity, because everybody's going to get hit by the Thanatosian Smile. Damn it. Baptism of Ruin, that's not too bad, but we might as well stick to Sentinel for now while tanking it and hitting. But we can get quite a few, because the lead-up for Destrudo is substantial. So we can probably deal quite a substantial amount of damage if I'm a little more daring next time he tries it. Okay, here we go. Right. So Relentless Assault I think should be fine, because I don't know, was he doing any kind of ruins while charging, or is he just going to... I mean, basically... Oh no, that's good. I thought he'd just stuck his chin in the ground and that was it, but he doesn't actually have a sort of spiky chin, so he's just really focused on the ground, going... I'm really charging my shoulders. Did I just block it? No, he's still down. I thought I blocked it. That would have been a hell of a thing to have accomplished, wouldn't it? Can't help but think if I staggered him, I'd probably be able to get him out of it. But the idea of me actually getting the stagger off before he launches... Solidarity, please. Right, hopefully Snow, tank it, Vanille, heal us all. Well, primarily heal Lightning, because anybody else I can revive. Not a huge issue. It's a small issue. But that's because it's size 5 instead of size 12, which is what is required. Right, I think we're probably good to at least go to Diversity. Unfortunately, Thanatosian Smile might change my mind, but no, we're okay. I think Medic, Ravager and Commando is going to work well here. I don't plan on submitting, but I do get the sense this boss might not be a win boss. I think this is a you sort of pseudo win. You don't actually win. You just sort of no, that's fine. He's charging it at the moment. He's charging up the lasers. I must admit, let's go Diversity for a bit. Make sure all of our health bars are at max for now. Otherwise, I do fear what sort of partial health bar is going to do if we do get hit by Destrudo again. Could you hurry up and do some more medic stuff, Vanille? Christ, been a bit slow, isn't she? I must admit, at this point, I might go early Solidarity. And I know it is early Solidarity, but I don't stand a chance of staggering him. And it just means that Snow's going to tank a lot more of it, I think. I don't know whether he did or didn't, but... It means, essentially, he's already in his sort of defensive stance, which kind of meant that anything post that, and he had more health to start with, because he naturally has defensive stuff in Solidarity, in Sentinel mode, which is the paradigm in Solidarity. Anyway, we don't need it anymore, although Thanatosian Smile, of course, is going to make me change my mind yet again. Yeah, of course. Should have gone straight to Diversity, but I didn't. I didn't see the Thanatosian Smile coming. There's no real... I don't think there's much in the way of tells. A lot of this game is basically nasty things will happen to you, switch to a paradigm that will mitigate the after effects, rather than what you'd ideally want, which is, you know, perhaps to be able to sort of have a tell, then change to the paradigm. So at this point, yeah, I think we can probably take a risk and just try all-out damage. Although I'm slightly miffed, I managed to break the stagger meter at some point. I'm not entirely sure how I managed that, which kind of sucks. But there you go, not a lot I can do about it. Now, most of the time, Lightning's been a fairly continuous commando. I'm going to drop down to early Solidarity again. Because I don't like what this man is doing. And this man is trying to laser me with his shoulder pads. Could you not try to laser me with your shoulder pads, sir? I'd appreciate it. If that was... okay, that's not too bad. I think we can afford Diversity, which will allow me to get a bit more stagger in here, because... the problem with Snow being Sentinel, of course, is every time he is a Sentinel, I'm not building. I'm kind of stalling the old stagger meter, but not building upon it. And yes, Sasha and Vanilla, yes. Only Vanilla is in the battle at the moment. But welcome. Welcome to you, Mr. Blue Bush. I hear someone's had a stabbing in the arm. So, well done for receiving the stabbing. I don't know if that's a well done offence, really, is it? Because, well done, you stood there and let someone stab you in the arm. I don't think you needed praise for that, did you, really? But yes, hopefully nothing, no ill effects will commence. I know my father a little while back had it, but had the injection and didn't have any you ache. Well, hopefully just a minor amount around the part they stabbed. Not around your parts. You don't want to ache around the parts, no, but around specifically the part they stabbed. Because that's probably tolerable, I assume. I don't know, but yeah. But there was no ill effects, sort of no substantial ill effects when my father got the jabbing. But I can't deny. I mean, he has the constitution of a bull elephant, so it's difficult to know any time when anything happens to him whether it's going to affect him or not. Because, as I say, very few things affect him. Alright, here we go. Big lasers again. That's not too bad. Ruinger. I'll probably target Snow naturally because of the whole doings. Come on, don't you? Come on, Vanille, heal yourself, please. We do need you to have a health bar. Right. We're pushing forward, we're pushing forward. Difficult to know how much more we're going to get, but I think we can probably afford a little relentless assault. Oh, but every time, sir, every time I think I can afford a little bit of a relentless assault, he goes, Thanatosian smile. I'm laughing at your stupidity for changing paradigm. Big face lasers. Dickhead. No, I suppose he's laserhead in fairness, isn't it? Destruidor! I'm going to slightly push, possibly unwisely. Oh, also managed to break the stagger. Or we've been through a stagger and I just didn't notice it. Okay, I might not unwisely push through now. Oh, so close! So close! Come on! No, I don't want it. I don't want it. I'm taking the safe road. Solidarity, here we come. All for one and one for all. Get the sentinels out. Can't deny lightning might just finish it right now. In fact, lightning just finished it right now. Okay. So there's no need to panic. But I got a 0-star rating. Oh boy. I'm not going to lie. Not entirely sure how I could have improved upon that. And an end-tight ring. I've got a tight end and I've stuck my finger in the ring. Didn't 100% know I was going to say that when I started that sentence. I sort of knew, but it just veered off right down. Oh, we did just straight up kill him. Cool.
I guess it wasn't Eden controlling things after all.
As I said,
Oh no, he's fine.
I am Lord Sovereign.
I didn't think we'd defeat him.
Don't go down as easy as the rest of us.
Ease is not the issue. You have not fought to win.
I mean, I kind of did, mate.
You should know quite well already the sure way of dispatching our kind.
How would I know that?
Ragnarok.
Oh, I see, of course, yeah.
What's Ragnarok? Ah!
Ooh! Yay!
Pitiful the sea.
I think that might be the best summon in the world in a moment. Best summon in the world. Oh no.
One of you
It's just a tribute.
in order to lay waste to Cocoon. You have had the dream. One among you will become that monstrosity. Defeat Orphan and destroy Cocoon.
How dare you tell me my destiny?
The font of Eden's power.
I'd say the font of Eden's power was Comic Sans!
And
It's what makes it so evil!
sustains you and the rest of our kind. Destroy Orphan, and you'll release a force such as this world has never seen. Cocoon will be torn asunder.
So if I did that, destroyed Orphan,
Fully fulfilled.
So what? Who says it has to be?
Sarah asked us to save Cocoon before she turned to Crystal. Save it! And that's what we're gonna do. Sarah was trying to tell us how to complete our focus, and we have...
I think Daisley shuts him down in a couple of sentences here, doesn't he?
Allow me to help you see the truth of things. The moment you arrived, your friend wept crystal tears. This was because her focus required that you be brought together. That girl did nothing but assemble the tools for Cocoon's
There you go.
destruction.
Oh, he's been punched in the feels.
Never occur to you? Or did you simply refuse to countenance the thought? If you will not face the truth, then face the peril of your plight.
Bloody Owl's back. Should have been called Owlsley as opposed to Daisley. Oh, that's a big owl.
Run, let's see. See how stark reality is.
Oh, I think I'd enjoy stark reality. Iron Man.
Come on!
God, that's a fantastic owl he's got, isn't it? Because that's a multi-purpose owl. It sits looking at things and he can see through its eyes, I think. It turns into a giant airship type deal. And when he fuses with the owl, he becomes a giant face-lasered monster with burning super laser shoulders. Oh, this dickhead. Again, I know we've seen several of them now, but every time we see one, I'm going to just comment on how gorgeous Square Enix, and I say Square Enix, I know other companies do big fancy cutscenes, but I think Square Enix has always been one step ahead of everyone else.
The hell kind of ship is this?
I don't know, I think the owl might be able to get the shopping done. Because if need be, it can turn into your transport to get you to the shops, doesn't it?
Clever, aren't you?
And then if it's big enough, you can store the shopping in it. And it can scout the shop ahead of time with its little scout vision. You know, Daisley, they don't have ginger snaps. Ah, there's no point in going to the shop now. I'm just gonna shoot my laser face and have a fun afternoon doing that instead. You stop trying to land on the ship.
The shield.
Also, his ship, I can't remember his name, but his ship is incredible, isn't it? It's so... I think it's another sort of example of the bioorganic type stuff here. But it's so flexible and dragony. Oh, it's so flexible and so dragony. You are spoiling me. Yeah, no, Saz, remember, you're a pilot. What sort of pilot takes his face off? Takes his eyes, even. What kind of pilot takes his face off? I don't know. One played by Nicolas Cage? No. What sort of pilot takes his eyes off the sky in front of him? I know. Do you know what? I don't know why I said ginger snaps. It was one of the first things that sprang to mind. I'm not even a huge fan of. I'm not even a huge ginger snaps fan. Don't get me wrong. I'll eat them and I'll enjoy them, but I wouldn't necessarily seek them out. It's that sort of biscuit for me.
Where are we?
Much more of a sort of... Weirdly, I really quite enjoy a dark chocolate digestive. And I know, like, you might be going, why is that weird? I'm not a huge dark chocolate fan.
What I don't understand is after the
I'm more of a milk
purge,
chocolate and a
all
white
that
chocolate
sleeping
boy.
annoying. Why keep a
Which is
chocolate
really difficult in the summer because, you know, it starts getting hot and you just go, oh shit, my leg's melting, I've got best get. It's why I don't tend to go out in the summer. Because otherwise, because I'm a white chocolate and milk chocolate boy, I tend to melt.
Think our focus is what Daisley said it is?
It's whatever we make it, kid. It's whatever we make it.
You mean become
Our future's our own.
Destroy the foul CE.
But yeah, for some reason, I suppose it's probably because of the sort of,
The vision's telling us.
I don't know what you'd consider it, the lightness of the digestive, perhaps? I don't know. The lightness versus the bitterness of the digestive versus the dark chocolate. I do tend to find a nice dark chocolate digestive tends to be quite pleasant. Don't get me wrong. I'll happily munch through a packet of milk chocolate digestives. I'd happily munch through a packet of caramel-filled milk chocolate digestives. There's limited biscuits I wouldn't happily munch through a packet of.
Here's your focus on a silver platter.
But that doesn't make sense. I don't get it.
That's
Why would a
fine.
cocoon fal'C
You just sit in the corner.
want to destroy cocoon?
Maybe it's a fal'C thing. You know what I mean? Some grand.
Ah, good afternoon, BoogieBum33. How are you? Are you doing well? Kid, I can't help myself.
Nothing from you?
There's, for some reason, that is my hello voice. I don't know why. I never asked for it. It just sort of comes out. Hello!
This way.
The instrument of truth. The upper traverse. The 5th arc. Right. Everybody's depressed. So let's have a good time. What's wrong with you, Snow? You know better than this. You're the hero. How am I? I'm okay. Doing surprisingly well. I say surprisingly well. It's roughly the same as usual, but I don't know. I'm in a semi-decent mood. Successfully done some 3D modelling recently. Successfully done some gaming. And I'm playing Final Fantasy XIII. So all is pretty much good. Had chicken dippers for my lunch. Ironically, didn't dip them. Just ate them straight. I know. Blasphemy! How can you possibly not dip a chicken dipper? The clue is in the name, sir. The clue is in the name. Whoa, hey, Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy. Oh, relax there, relax. A blue bush bot. How fascinating. A packet of ginger snaps. A packet of ginger snaps. A packet of ginger snaps. I don't know why I'm singing this. A packet of ginger snaps. Just sort of happened. Again, I rarely, if ever, know anything that's going to come out of the mouth before, ahead of time. It just sort of happens. It all basically just happens at once, and it kind of... go back to monitoring the channel. Yeah. Snow we already know. Where are the rest of them? Zaz? Just tracking. Couple of chocolate hobnobs. Oh, we were just discussing dark chocolate digestives. The hobnob, I believe. Was it, I can't remember. It might have been Peter Kay. Might have been one of the others who did the old, or was it? No, I still think maybe Peter Kay. The old hobnobs are the sort of special forces of biscuits. Can't remember. It might be a different comedian. But yeah, the old hobnob. Dip me! Dip me! Dip me! I can go all night. Dip me! So I always remember that little bit. It was quite entertaining.
Start to stray or take too much of a shock. Your brand will change, and it'll be next stop XIII Central.
Oh God, wouldn't want to go there. It's a bit like Piccadilly Circus. It's incredibly busy. Well, unfortunately, I can't actually check Lightning's tattoo because I believe it's located on her sternum. And and apparently the camera is straight up no. We've seen you looking at fucking women's bits, and you're not allowed to do it again, says the Final Fantasy camera. Fair enough. I understand. I will avert my eyes, but nonetheless I am reasonably confident in saying hers is on her sternum. But I am not 100% certain. Hers is on her sort of thigh.
Believe everything a fal'C says. It's telling
A
us
skinny
our
whip
purpose
bar.
was to destroy
Interesting. It's like the phrase skinny whip bar. Not entirely sure what a skinny whip bar is. I know what a walnut whip is. I know what
Should listen to Sarah.
something else is.
Some fal'C.
There was meant to be a joke in there somewhere, but it kind of got lost in the middle of my head between the brain and the mouth part.
Daisley was really the fal'C Fal'Cie Bartandalo.
Does sugar accelerate the soggy acceptance? Oh, delightful turn of phrase.
One of us is supposed to become this.
I feel like that's a scientific experiment in the making.
Except we do that by destroying this orphan that gives Eden its power. I think I have that part straight now.
That's good. Vanille didn't seem to understand. Go explain it to her.
You ready to get out of here?
Yeah. Did I actually talk to Vanille? Yes, I did. She was literally just behind him. Yeah. I've talked to all of them. Yes, there she is. As I say, go chat to Vanille. Yes, continue into the ruins, please. Thank you. Chocolate and flavoured nougat. Ooh, you get them in home bargains for £1. That's not bad. Rare that you can get anything for £1 these days. Fairly certain even the 99 from an ice cream truck is no longer 99p, which I'm fairly certain is what it was originally named for. Come get the 99, it's a 99p. Come get the 99, it's £5.
Your faith in Sarah was strong. That strength got you this far.
Yes, that is always misleading in Pound Shop, isn't it?
Hard to convince us.
They do have a lot of
Yourself.
items that are no longer a pound.
You've been a total
But
idiot.
still.
But still,
You've been a charming idiot and a heroic idiot.
it saved me.
Yeah, Snow's the
You
best.
trusted Sarah. Let that faith drive you.
I mean, it would be very helpful if that faith drove him, because that would mean a permanent faith buff. And that would be quite handy, since I often run Snow as Ravager. Yes, go on, you look at the tear. You look at the tear and have faith in Sarah.
Talk to me, baby.
I don't think the tear's going to talk to you. Right, so we have a little path over here. Feels like an opportune moment to place the treasure chest game. Sorry, can we just have a few words with the developers of Final Fantasy 13 specifically? That can I just that corner there? Look at it. It's an alcove. It's a nook. It's a cranny. It's whatever you want to call it. Yeah. That's where you place treasure chests, guys. I don't think you've missed your first video game design 101 class, haven't you? I suppose they've actually advanced to video game design 102, where they're in fact taught to flip the obvious on its head. There's a specific phrase for that. I just can't quite. My brain won't work. Which, I mean, arguably you've both been here before. You know that. You know this by now, that my brain doesn't work. At least not on command. Sometimes it works when not commanded to work, but most of the time. Right, let's just do a save first. Then one of the key things I want to do is find out what that new piece of equipment was. It was the N-Tight Ring. Increases all elemental resistances by 10%. It's not terrible. I just don't necessarily think I've got a use for it at the moment. Other thing we might as well do, let's pop in the Crystarium, because it's expanded. We got that command a little while, just after the boss, yeah. Your characters can develop further. So do we have, yeah, there's an accessory there, but for now, just focus on Commando. That is what Lightning excels at, so it's kind of useful to do. Jeopardize, what does that do? Boost chain bonus of staggered target upon attacking. Sounds good, I think. Anytime this game uses words, they're usually good words, especially in the Crystarium. Elsewhere, they might be bad words, but in the Crystarium, it's usually, if there's a string of words in a sentence, even if you don't fully understand the sentence, it's classified as a good thing. I think basically it will extend the length of time it's staggered if you carry on attacking it. Okay, that's nice. Oh, I did. Oh well, doesn't matter now. For some reason, I thought I was improving his Sentinel mode, and yet no, I put it into Ravager, but never mind. Counterattack after defending, dealing more damage the longer you defend. Ooh, now is that an active ability? I think that is an active ability. So essentially, that. Hang on, let's just have a butcher's Sentinel ability. Yeah, it is entrench. Counterattack. More damage the more you're attacked. More damage the longer you defend. Oh, I see. Interesting. Okay. It's an intriguing difference. Not sure which one would be the best, and arguably, a lot of the time, I'm not going to be making that decision because I don't tend to, I don't tend to play as a Sentinel. If I end up playing as Snow, I tend to focus on him being Commando or Ravager, and then have Fang in to do the Sentineling for me. Medic, I think we need to focus on. Thank you. Off you pop, Vanille. Get yourself some more magic. A little bit more magic. A little bit more. In fact, we seem to be decreasing in magic. What a strange way of doing it. Plus 10, plus 9, plus 8. So it just felt like diminishing returns there, didn't it? I don't know whether that was some kind of deliberate system they were trying to put forth. Yes, you see, if you go after one thing too much, you'll have diminishing returns. And you won't be able to get anywhere. Oh, I'd not finished this one off. Oh well, never mind. You have no CP. No! You have no CP. That was the sound effect that is essentially the equivalent of a newspaper to a dog's nose. Synergist. Now, I think I'll probably use him as medic for a little bit, because I do have a tendency to flit about my party quite often. Now we're in a new dungeon, I'll probably form a new battle party. So we'll probably go Zaz and the boy, maybe? Although that's a bit of a heavy-duty... oh, no, not Commando. Ravager plays first. I might be able to get through both, but priorities to a certain extent. But yeah, Zaz and the boy would mean 2 Synergists. And no Sentinel either, so I'm wondering if Zaz and Fang? Zaz and Fang! You focus on Sentinel... No, I think we'll focus on Commando for now, because I think that's going to give her a bit more oomph behind her attacks. Oh, Death Blow. Instantly slay target with low HP. I mean, I suppose it does exactly what it says on the tin, doesn't it? It's the Ron seal of Commando manoeuvres. Which I don't think anybody has ever said strung those sentences together in the past. Right, can we just double check? Cannot change leader, that's fine. We'll live with that. So, although having said that, that would leave not a healer. Used to go Lightning, Vanille, and Fang. Ladies' night, oh yeah, ladies' night, oh what a night. Yeah, I could do that. That would include a healer at least, but I do like Zaz. I do like Zaz. I do want Zaz in the party. But yeah, without... Oh, I suppose technically, she's not very good at it, but... Lightning can be healer. Yeah, we'll go with that for a bit. I don't think we're in the full hardcore difficulty mode yet, so... Relentless Assault op and active, please. Protection and Strategic Warfare, not the worst, but... Let's have you as a Ravager there, so we've got diversity on our second slot. Now let's go with a Medic, Commando and Sentinel perhaps for solidarity. Now we definitely want to throw in Saboteur somewhere on the line. Maybe... No, I think you're probably better off as a... So arguably we could do the old... Whoops. Buttons, please work with me, not against me. So bully, yeah. Bully! 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 Sentinel Synergist. Yeah, they'll look good for now. Items. Let's just get them. What is that? Oh, the Umbra. Right. Yeah, no. Well, I equipped the Umbra because it was kind of sexy looking. Bully. And 1. We have a Smooth Hide. And 2. We have the Survival Knife. Everybody wants the Survival Knife. What is it? You want to get something, and then you don't want 2 in a bed. Yeah, no, it's stay out of the black and in the red, and you don't get anything for 2 in a bed. That's the one. Or something approximately towards that. I now remember there was definitely the rhyme of bed and red.
It's kind of creepy.
Oh dear. Someone's not happy with our... I suppose arguably it might not be quite sternum, it might be more over her heart, maybe? That sounds sickening enough, doesn't it? She's been branded over the heart. Oh, big nasty Robo Boy. Slightly better quality Robo Boy this time, which I don't necessarily want. What are they called? Oh, Pulsework Knights. And yes, we do need to, ideally... But, no, techniques, you fucking idiot. You know how to play the game, because you have before. Unfortunately, yeah, now I have to be, like... now I have to be the medic. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Which means I should have probably taken your advice and gone just straight swap Vanille for Hope. But unfortunately, I wanted to switch it up. But that has left me being the medic, which I don't like. I mean, even in fairness, even some of those prizes, Jesus Christ, they're doing a lot of damage, aren't they? Even back then, some of the prizes were utter tripe. Not literally tripe. That would have been a very disappointing prize, wouldn't it? But the whole, you know, I suppose arguably they were quite popular back in the 80s and 90s and stuff. But a soda stream. Who honestly needed a soda stream? Nobody needed a soda stream. Although I did once see someone try to soda stream a hot dog. Can't remember why that was or where that was. But I definitely saw it. Unless it was a fever dream. Which it might have been. Thinking about a man taking a hot dog and trying to stick it in a soda stream. It sounds like madness, doesn't it? And I don't know if it was true or not now. Look, thinking about it. The moment the words left my mouth, it was like, are you sure? Are you sure? Are you quite sure? Ooh, your party members have unlocked the potential to assume all combat roles. From now on, you may also freely select the members of your battle team. To take on a new role, a member must first learn an ability for that role. You can teach a party member the new abilities via the Crystarium. Don't put milk in a soda stream. That sounds like sagely advice. And it also sounds like sagely advice from a person who perhaps tried. Did you put milk in a soda stream? The 5th arc. The Concealed Vestige. As I don't tend to let my vestige run wild, I conceal it. I put it away. I feel like it's quite rude to let my vestige out willy-nilly.
An arc? That's what they called them.
Long ago, the Falsi who made their home on Grand Pulse were afraid of invasion from the outside. As part of their battle preparations, they created an army of living weapons.
Well, that's going to be inconvenient for us, isn't it?
Those weapons in arcs, and they hid the arcs all over the world.
Everyone on Grand Pulse knew the legend.
So this is basically a Pulse armory.
Most of us never believed in them. A few people tried searching, but they never found a thing. Who'd have thought to look on Cocoon?
Right under our noses. Some secret they kept. Yeah, those Sanctum guys. What are they up to?
The story's not done. There's more.
They used to say the arcs had a more practical purpose.
Huh. Really?
Yeah, to force Lassie to master their shiny new powers.
No, turns out it might be convenient for us, but
Okay. So
arguably we are going to sort of...
Daisley's goal is to forge us into stronger weapons. Right.
Well, that's not
Not
disappointing.
Seath, but monsters all the same.
Think of it as training for the fight ahead.
Hope's right.
was that?
More Clockwork soldiers, I'm assuming. Or pulse work, technically. Technically pulse work.
These guys again.
Fun times.
Over there. We gotta keep moving.
Right.
Is that good?
Yeah, I mean, it's very good, actually, because I get to choose. I realise I literally just chose my party, but that was before I knew I could ditch lightning. Goodbye, lightning. Hello, snow. No, probably not, actually. I think what I'll do... Yeah, I think I'll run around as Zaz, and then we'll have... Yeah, we'll have Hope. Because that means I've completely just changed up the team 100%. So that's nice. We get to see everybody else for a little bit. Right, what we want here is Ravager and Commando, that'll do. Protection, yes. Here, let's go... Yeah, Ravager... No, Commando, Medic, Sentinel, that's Solidarity, good. We like a bit of Solidarity. And now, Synergist, Saboteur. I mean, that's... Yeah? Pop that at the bottom, though. Pop that as a sort of... Maybe not for desperate times. Bully! Yeah, Bully might work as well. Yeah. Yeah, I think I can live with that grouping there. And now just double check some of these equipments. I think we're probably okay. Don't necessarily know if 2 tungsten bangles is necessarily the best thing for Fang, but we'll leave it for now and work on it at some point. Right, what we got over here? So that's just back the way we came, but they have pushed us forward a bit, and well, again, it might not be the highest form of entertainment, but god damn it, it's gonna be magnificent for the people who are highly entertained by thoroughness, utter thoroughness, because that's what we're doing. We're going back through this area just in case, because I know the tricks of these game developers. They like to go, here you go, we're going to spawn you here, but there's a bit of map behind you, but we've spawned you ahead of that map. Are you going to bother checking? If you don't, we've definitely put a secret there. If you do, we definitely haven't. It's an amazing case of affairs. I swear, they've programmed it. They've programmed it so if you carried on forward, there'd be a treasure chest there. And if you turn around, the moment you turn around, they've programmed it in so that all the treasure chests disappear. They're cunning like that. Ba-bam! 5 stars! Yeah! Radial bearing and a spark plug. Ooh, I can build an engine. Well, assuming an engine will work with only a radial bearing and a spark plug. I don't think it does. I don't think that's how engines function. I can start an engine with a spark plug at the very least. And I don't know what a radial bearing is. I suppose it's a bearing that's sort of circular. Bye. I think I'm outside of his radius, yeah. Super. Yeah, you back off, scaredy pants. Ooh, look at my head spin. Now I'll just let you wander off. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. No, you... Oh, you little prick. Ah, oh well. We beat one down suitably last time, so I'm sure we can do it again. It's just, I don't know. I like to try. Despite my ineptitude, I like to try. That is life. But there you go. Yeah. Whoa. Da, 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 da. Oh, here we go. Excitement time. Yeah. Staggered. I will stagger you, then I will beat you down beyond belief. That's right. You know we've hit the hour mark because it's now just noise. It's now just noises. God damn it! I'm right, aren't I? There's not going to be a treasure chest here. Oh, I had to check though. Don't understand. I had to check. It turns out it was a waste of time. I hate you, game. I hate you. I should be rewarded for my thoroughness. You shouldn't be punishing me for being super thorough. Oh well, I suppose it's all good crystal points, isn't it? Doesn't matter too much. And the more crystal points I get, the easier the later stages are going to be. I mean, there's still probably going to be quite a lot of grinding when we hit the open world area. I'm not entirely sure how far out we are from that. I keep thinking I know. I keep thinking I know. What's my passive perception? You know my passive perception is super through the roof. Quite literally, because I can't help but think most of the time 20 is the roof, and mine goes above that, above and beyond. 21. I see you all. You cannot bypass my supervision. I have an army of teachers, and they will supervise you because I have supervision. There's a joke in there somewhere, very nearly. Da, 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 da. Come on, Final Fantasy team, do the right thing. Do the right thing. They're not going to do the right thing, are they? Gah! No, let's just back down the stairs. You didn't do the right thing, Final Fantasy XIII. You didn't do the right thing. Arrgh. Fuck you. Can't believe I just went all the way back there and didn't get it didn't have to be magic to spit a potion. You know, put the evidence. I believe this is lightning bombs now. I believe we discussed bombs previously when the original fire bomb. Oh bugger! It's very difficult to tell which way a bomb's facing in this, but they are essentially, and I don't know for certain. Oh, these are, yeah, they're electric based circuitrons. I do rather need to lever it though, ideally, but I also need to defeat it very quickly. Are you sure? Yeah. Oh, I suppose you don't have any blizzard spells, do you? No. You must have a blizzard spell somewhere, surely. No, he does not. He does not have a blizzard spell. That was a productive conversation, wasn't it? Surely you have a blizzard spell. You must have a blizzard spell. You don't have a blizzard spell. I genuinely thought everybody would have pretty much all elements covered by now. But apparently not so much. Anyway, the fun thing, we didn't really see it much there because it didn't focus too much on the circuitrons. We might see it a bit more later, especially when I have to inevitably repeat several fights involving the circuitrons. But I don't know for certain they are sort of D20s. They look D20-esque, but whether they actually have 20 sides is something I cannot say for absolute certain. We can sort of study them a little bit. I think the shape isn't quite the sort of perfect triangle, which makes me think maybe there's slightly more or slightly less than 20 sides on these things, but I can't say that for absolute certain. But yeah, I didn't like these at first because they are quite a departure from the traditional bomb. And although, you know, I like to think I can embrace new designs on things, these just didn't sit well with me when I first encountered them because they just didn't have that classic bomb style to them. But what's quite interesting is as they charge up their sort of self-destruct power, the sort of sides of that creature start flaring outwards, and that at that point, once they've started sort of building up a bit more of a flared out nature to them, they actually do start looking quite a lot like the traditional bomb. Well, they're just standing there in front of the treasure chest, aren't they? They're not going to move, are they? Oh, other fun fact, just in case anybody's not seen it. I've done it most weeks, but yeah. if you make them dance too much, I mean, that's a one-way ticket to a real nasty crick in the neck. I mean, you can scratch the back of your head, but that's not going to help when you lower your neck quite as low as you did there. Oh, it's like he snaps his own neck. It's nasty. Don't do that. I suppose arguably I could stop making him prance around. But there we go. That's a slightly better one. But yeah, if you make them sort of wiggly, I mean, kudos to them for bothering. Because why would you put pay to that? If a player wants to piss around with their character, why would you not just let them? Why put that animation in? Because that's precious manpower. That's precious manpower and man hours went into those animations, and they just feel oddly pointless. But having said that, I will fully admit that I love it. So, absolutely 100% love the fact that they did it. Just also on a sort of purely, I don't know, purely work businessy type stance. It just feels like such a waste of time to have put in those little extra animations for that daft little, oh dear, head spin. I don't know what that is, but I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't need it. Please take it away. Okay, we didn't actually take as much damage as I thought. So I still don't actually know what it did, which is slightly awkward, but I'll take it. I don't mind. It's fine. Whatever doesn't kill you lets you carry on playing the game without being held up in an inconvenient fashion. And nobody likes being held up. No siree, they do not like being held up. We just like going forward in our games. Yes. I think I can win without healing. Yeah, I did. I was slightly concerned because obviously the boy did have a yellow health bar and only sort of 400, which he could have easily lost the fight there, but having staggered the creature, I was, I don't know, semi-confident. Equipment, let us at least see what it is. No, that's the wrong thing. There we go. A hero's amulet casts bravery when HP is low. I don't know. I don't know. Bravery's quite good. Bravery, for those wondering, raises your strength. So it will raise your physical attack based stuff. Or at least I'm moderately confident. Sometimes when I explain things, it sounds like I know what I'm talking about, and then I realise, do you? And the answer to that is usually no. But yes, I am relatively confident bravery is the one that opts your... I mean, that... Can we have one of these, please?
He wants to make us stronger so we can destroy Cocoon.
It's a very strange design, isn't it? Because I don't think that wheel would work, although having said that, maybe it doesn't actually touch, question mark? Oh, I suppose maybe that's meant to just be a brake, fair enough. Maybe that would sort of lift up and allow the wheel to move, but it is kind of a very strange design, isn't it? Very strange design. Massive great gun on a sort of tripod, but one of the pods has a wheel. I suppose maybe that's just for balance, I suppose. Yeah. A very strange design. I don't think they do anything with it though. And again, I can't deny they don't have to do something with everything. Oh, come on! Come on, Final Fantasy! Look upon the face of... Don't smirk, Kazaz. We're trying to make a serious point. I should have... Wish I'd had Lightning. She's the one with the po-faced misery guts, isn't it? Hope. You're usually a miserable git. Go on, that's it. Look at the face of that child. Look at the disappointment you've wrought, Final Fantasy. Look at him. Look. This is where you place a treasure chest. This is the definition of a nook and or cranny. How dare you? You play by the rules of the RPG, Final Fantasy XIII. Play by the rules. Very disappointed there was no treasure in my crook. There was no treasure in my crook. That's the combination of a nook and a cranny at the same time. If you can combine your nooks and crannies, you get a crook. And a nanny. Nanny! Where's my treasure chest? I know you took it, Nanny. Damn old lady taking my treasure chest. So, interesting thing with these sort of bomb-adjacent electro creatures as well. They start with half health. The bombs did as well, but they start with half health, and then I believe they cast... I think the idea is they cast a spell that targets both them and you. Or they just target themselves, one of the two. And that, because they're using the same element as they are, they will charge their health bar and order. Talking of charging health bars, I'd like to charge £10.99p for mine, please, thank you. Yes, good. I'm going to haggle, so I'm going to say £9.99p. That's a deal. We've got ourselves a deal with Shane. No. They'll charge their own health bars, and once they've charged their health bar to maximum, that's when you have to worry, because that's when they start exploding. And it's bad news bears. The bears have come for you. The bears have come for you, and they are providing bad news. Yes, I'm afraid your stocks have lowered to nothing. No! I thought I was being so clever purchasing all of those stocks and shares, but no. They appear to have come up empty. Right. That's the way we came. And then, I swear to God, Final Fantasy, I will write to the designer if there's not a treasure chest down there. Thank you. See, sometimes you can do the right thing, Final Fantasy. Sometimes. Right, we'll try and get back attack, but as mentioned, you can see their faces, as you can see, sort of. Alright, that one's turned around. But you can sort of see also the direction they're going, essentially, is their front. It is sometimes difficult, especially because gauging all three at once is difficult as well. But I did it. But as I say, you can see their faces, just because they're quite similar all the way round. It can sometimes prove tricky. A little bit of trickiness is what you need. Oh yeah. Oh yes, indeed. That's what I'm talking about. Bomb ashes. How fascinating. They're not bombs, game. They're not bombs. They're circuitrons, which is essentially a bomb, but an electro bomb. Bombshells. Are they blonde? Because that's the only sort of bombshell I want in my inventory. Just a series of blonde women in my inventory. Well, that's definitely treating women as objects, isn't it? And should be frowned upon and immediately stopped. So I apologise to everyone. Just the entirety of the world. God damn you and your nooks and crannies not containing treasure chests. I hate you. Right, can we? No. Thanks for shutting that one down, Final Fantasy. Thanks for shutting that one down. Literally just about to ask, can I get a back attack? And they immediately just went, no! I'm aware of your presence. I looked in the back of the cupboard, and I discovered your presence. And I did not say anything, because I didn't want to ruin Christmas, but I appreciated that all the presents were correct. Come on, Hope, get on with it. Get on with it, child. Heal us. Quicker. Quickly. All of it. He's not doing a very good job of it, is he? Vanille definitely feels like a superior healer, which arguably, I suppose she's been doing it longer than him, hasn't she? I think he learnt into Medic. Or did he? Yeah, no, I think he was Ravager. Yeah, Ravager and Synergist. And then he learnt into Medic, whereas Vanille, I think, started as Ravager Medic and then went into Saboteur, so something along those lines anyway. What? I didn't listen, Zaz, but I'm sure whatever it was very entertaining. We don't want our spark plugs near our bombshells, they might go off. I do appreciate the sort of industrially nature of the design here, because you can see a nice bit of rust there, and a lovely sort of decal. I think the textures are probably lower than they are usually in this game, because a lot of I suppose arguably a lot of the shadows I think I've taken down. We've discussed the shadows in the past and how on some occasions they are absolutely atrocious, and that's not the game's fault, that is me lowering the settings, but I think the textures might also be slightly lower than the usual, so it is plausible that you're not getting the best view of them, but no, I mean, you're getting the same view as me, and I'm satisfied with the graphics. They're still very good. Very, very good. Very good. I really must do some more weapon upgrading. I just... Suddenly become Ellie Gibson and completely refuse to do the admin of the whole affair, but still. It's just... There's a lot. You have to figure out the best sort of items to start with, and then the best ones to build into, and then you got to faff around, and even I can't manage that level of admin at the moment. It's yeah. Much as I don't, usually I can absolutely get behind sort of fiddling in the back menu to get everything sorted out the way you need and want it to be sorted out. But it's just sometimes, a lot of the other times, it's just such a flipping pain in the arse that it's just like no. And unfortunately, Final Fantasy XIII's upgrading weapons system in this, it falls the wrong side of this is a pain in the arse. So just ends up being a pain in the arse, not a sort of enjoyable enough if you only do it every now and again, perhaps. Which is weird, arguably. I've done worse sort of menu-based games, because of course I played Holy Weapons a Potato Shop, yes. That's definitely the game I played. No, it's absolutely not. Holy Potatoes, a weapon shop. And that was all about sort of management and stuff. So, a phosphoric ooze. Wild flans. Well, technically, as we've mentioned, phosphoric ooze. Let's just have a look at them in the menu. Ooh, look at that. Weakness. I wonder if they are... They do look quite shiny, so I wonder if that is some kind of emission-based texture. And I know. Oh, look at you using your little words. Your little words like emission texture. Yeah, I know. It's because I've been doing 3D modelling recently, so so I'm learning the techniques and the terms. But essentially, an emission. Oh, Lawmaster. Why, yes, I am. The law of emission textures. I'm assuming that's based on Libering X volume of monsters. If I think of how dare you? How dare you? You've put the treasure chest the other side of the wall, haven't you? I need to double check for absolute certainty. But yeah, I have to go all the way around to deal with that. And that's a lot of slugs on the other side of that wall. It's a lot of slugs. That is too many slugs for the body to handle. And I don't think your body should be handling any volume of slugs, because they're slimy and you don't need... They look so goofy, those phosphoric slimes. I think it's mostly the eye. They just lose all fret because they just got like... It's almost a googly eye. They've almost got a googly eye situation going on, which is making them absolutely, like, non-threatening whatsoever. I must admit, the slug design... We've discussed the slug design before, I know. But just seeing it again there... They do reuse a lot of enemies in this game, don't they? I don't know whether I classify that as a good thing or a bad thing. I mean, I suppose it's a thing. It's an indifferent thing, isn't it, really? But... yeah, the slugs are a fascinating little design, and I do like the ooze's design as much as I think they look sort of derpy in the facial expression. The actual sort of the way they've got the kind of goo dripping. Now I would assume, I don't know. My assumption is to a certain extent, that's probably all hand animated. I don't know whether they'd bother. They might just sort of procedurally try and sort of do it with actual physics, perhaps, for the sort of the way the slime moves. You set a load of stats, and then it would sort of work it out for you. And then I assume if you're doing it professionally, you can probably. I'm betting the Saint's Amulet is going to be like that hero amulet, just it's going to cast Faith. Casts Faith when HP is low. It's because Saint is more sort of magical and hero is more sort of swordy. It's the only reason I managed to figure that one out myself. I was still quite proud of myself though, wasn't I? Yeah. Proud little boy. Pat me on the head, Daddy. Pat me on the head. Oh, thank you. I did it good. I did it good. But yeah, the slugs, because they're not a whole unit, are they? That's the weird thing. And they've also got a plant on their face. But, yeah, what is quite interesting is the way they're sort of... You've got kind of like the footprint of the slug. Can we get them in here? Does that show it a bit more? No, if anything, it shows it worse. But you've got like the footprint of the slug, and then the slug sort of comes up from the middle, and it's quite fascinatingly weird.
Keep this up.
I do plan at some point, and I've said this for the last several years, so take it with a pinch of salt entirely. But I do plan to at some point. I want to do a series called Monster Spawning, where I try and design and build sort of weird and wonderful monsters in Blender, and then possibly put them in a blender and combine all their bits together. But no, Blender being a 3D program, you are unaware. If you looked up Blender 3D, you would find it. Or blender.net, I think it might be, is the website. Don't quote me on that. Blender.org. It's definitely not what you would expect. It's not your sort of blender.com. It's very much one of the alternates. But, yeah, it's a free 3D program. It's very exceptionally good. For the fact that it's free, it's exceptionally good. And it does many, many things. Very good. Can't really fault it all that much. And it'll be interesting. There's a little thing. People from my Discord will have seen that I've been uploading donuts in the I think it's the Drakeford Art Gallery. I think I called it. But I've been updating it semi-regularly. Not so much at the moment because I was working on other things. But I've been doing the Blender Guru. I believe his full name is Andrew Price. Not that that's hugely important, I don't think. But where's the? Oh, okay, hang on. Where's the bit I'm missing? Up there. There we go. So you can definitely get over here because otherwise you wouldn't be able to get over here, and then there'd be no point in making a piece of map. But still, Blender Guru Andrew Price. He does some fantastic tutorials, and one of his tutorials is donuts, and I've been running through it, building these donuts. It's donuts with a cup of coffee on the side, and I even made my own little plate because that was the homework he set us. Jokingly, I think, in fairness, but nonetheless, it was well worth doing because it was a fairly simplistic bit of bonus modding. Jesus, there's a lot of these, isn't there? Yes, please do get the fire out. Burn them all. Burn as many as you possibly can. Now, please. Burn them all. Plus, I'm not sure, but these guys might have a backup, alloy backup maneuver, which could get this out of hand very quickly. Well, I think that's more the slimes deal, isn't it? And it's not really a backup call. I think they actually do a split. Well, I might be mistaken. Might not be this sort of slime. Anyway, we were talking about Blender Guru. He's set up a weird little project where he's taking donut submissions. Sounds weirder than it actually is. But basically, submit the donuts you've worked on through his tutorial and then possibly tweaked and adjusted. I sent the sort of Jurassic Ark Can't See It Must Paint one that I did. The sort of green, yellow with sort of reddy, pinky, white sprinkles, I think it is. I sent in that one because I thought, you know, it's a bit different. And what he plans on doing is building this giant mosaic donut image and then selling it on that sort of, I don't know if anybody's aware, I honestly cannot comment on precisely what these are. I've seen a couple of videos and I'm still sort of like, what the fuck? Yeah, I do not fully understand non-fungible tokens, I believe it is, and it's something to do with digital art and selling digital art in a sort of unique. You get a sort of unique token so that you can claim ownership of the artwork or something. I don't know. It's a peculiar thing that's suddenly cropped up and caused a bit of a stir in some areas and caused a bit of a sort of yay, this is very good in others. But yeah, he plans on selling that and giving the proceeds of that sale to the Blender company so that they can, enhance the development of Blender, which is quite nice. So I thought that was quite a nice little cause, which is primarily why I decided, fuck it, I'll send it in and have a go. Am I confused? I think I am. Let's check the map. Okay, I was confused. I'm no longer confused. I know where I'm going. I'm going over here. Okay, so I can't get there, which means I'm probably going to have wrapping round even, which suggests to me that that's probably a treasure chest, but I've been wrong so many times with you, Final Fantasy XIII. Very disappointed in you. No, I am right this time, thank God for that. They didn't put another pointless corridor in. Bastards. A rainbow anklet. Is that another sort of multi... I mean, you'd think rainbow, it's going to do multiple things. Oh no, just resists daze. I can't really link the two, to truth be told. I was hoping there might be an obvious reason why you'd have a rainbow anklet as reduces days. But if anything, having a filthy great rainbow on your ankles is going to increase the days because you're going to be looking at it going, oh, that's shiny. But no, never mind. Anyway, let's carry on. Ooh, tasty. I was drinking, by the way, just in case you were wondering why I suddenly said, ooh, tasty. Right. Intriguing. I suppose arguably it might be best. Yeah, I think we're going to have to deal with these two bricks first. These two bellends suddenly turned up. I don't really have time to think until I deal with them. Right, let's get... I'm going to have to... Well, maybe a Libra scope would have been better on this occasion, because these are technically two separate creatures. They are quite an interesting little... Oh, shite! Oh, no, that's full on stop, isn't it? Ooh. Well, that's unpleasant. I don't need that, sir. But they are quite an interesting little shape and thing. We've seen a variation of these before, but I don't think the previous ones had quite such like epic sleeves, which is quite amusing to me. Well, I mean, yeah, I literally can't really do anything. Stop is stop. I suppose, yeah, I should probably go medic. So that A, he can cure us, and B, hopefully... Oh, there we go, I'm back. Marvellous. Back again. Guess who's back? Zaz is back. Tell a friend. Your friend don't care. It's fine. It's fine. Mostly used to it. I told my friend that Zaz was back, and he did not give a shit. No, he did not give a shit. No, he didn't even give a little bit of wind. I told him Zaz was back and he didn't even fart in my direction. That's how little of a shit he gave. Let's just beat down this sleevey bastard. It'd be terrible if a man called Sleeves turned up at that exact moment, wouldn't it? And I do know, just in case you thought that was extra random, I do know of an individual who uses the username Sleeves of War. Thus, and it's usually shortened to Sleeves. So it's not complete randomness to suggest a person called Sleeves could turn up. But, it would be slightly awkward if he... if he loaded the stream at that point and just caught the phrase, "Oh, you sleevey bastard," because it'd be very, very much a sort of like, "Oh, well, thank you very much. I think I might leave now. Thank you. I don't need to be called a sleevey bastard by you. I don't need to be called a sleevey bastard by the likes of you." Now, this is confusing, and I don't like it. We'll carry on this path, and then I don't know. I suspect we'll probably be wandering around this room at least twice. Just to... Oh, hello. What's this? What's it? Oh, there. It's two dudes. Actually, it might be 3 dudes on a bridge. 3 dudes on a bridge. What am I gonna do with the 3 dudes that are on the bridge? I don't need... Oh, it's a lie. It's not 3 dudes on a bridge. It's 1 dude and then 2 dudes on a bridge. That is easy enough. We can live with this situation that I find myself in. 3 of them might have been quite challenging, but splitting them up into sort of a 1 and a 2, assuming it's a 1 and a 2, it might be a 1 and 1 and a 1. Any variation on 3 you could easily have. Pow! Whoosh! Yeah! 5 stars! Yeah, that's what we like to see. I've got a sturdy bone, and I like to advertise that fact. It just means that I can go slightly longer, 'cause it is sturdy. It's supported with scaffolding. There we go. Weaved some hairy scaffolding. No, too far, sir. Too far. Fair. It's fair. Absolutely fair. Oh dear, stopped again. Like she was. Oh, hello. Hope. I hope you don't die. Come on, kid. Oh, damn it, Zaz is stopped. I really should probably look to figure out some kind of counteraction. Oh, Zaz is back. I should look to counter stop, perhaps, but that would require thinking. That's not a weekend activity. No. The only weekend activities that you should engage in. You little cock, you've stopped me again. Can't stop the cock, you gotta stop the cock. Can't stop the cock. I've already told you it's sturdy. We've added scaffolding. Let's not go down that path again. No, that is fair. Oh look, you're wasting me stagger meter game, you little shite. Not entirely sure what the unhappy op face is. I'll have to have a look into that maybe. Protect is relatively obvious, but I'm not seeing what the unhappy op face is. Should have changed back from that paradigm significant time ago. But never mind. 3 stars. I deserve 3 stars. I deserve less. Oh! The scaffolding fell apart. I've now got a shattered bone. Oh, nasty. If you're wondering, I did actually pick up a shattered bone. If that was... It did happen a little bit quick, so you might not have caught that, but just in case you wondered if I had gone insane, which in fairness is a perfectly valid. What did I want to do? I was looking at abilities to see Synergist. Okay, Boon! Yeah, it might be that one actually. Extend duration of target's existing status enhancements upon bestowing new ones. Yeah, no, that's not an actual active one. Fair enough. Protect. No. Shell. No. Must be Veil then. Yeah. Don't know why. It's one of those ones where maybe it's just me misinterpreting what the icon means. But to me, or misinterpreting what the icon looks like. But to me, that definitely looked quite substantially. Oh god, this is so confusing. Where am I? Where was I? Where did I start from? I do not know the answer to any of these questions. But yeah, to me, it looks like a sort of an op arrow, which gave me the clue that it was something good. No, in fact, that is definitely back. That's right. Right. Hang on. Yeah, that's where we came in from. That's fine. Let's just take the down path from this area, because that might give me some semi-decent clue as to where I want to go. But if we take that down path, that might trigger the map icon to change, which will allow me to know where I need to go, which will allow me to go in the opposite direction at some point. So we'll just follow the correct path for now. Anyway, yes, it's an off arrow, which kind of confirms it's a good thing, which is fine. But it's also, as I say, very peculiar because it looked like a little sort of unhappy face, which kind of is very, misleading, isn't it? Because it's like, are you an op arrow or an unhappy face? You can't be both. You can't be an op unhappy face. I've raised my unhappiness levels. That's not a good thing, game. You should keep my unhappiness levels at bare minimum, surely. That's the secret to happiness. Keeping your unhappiness levels at a minimum. Yeah. Yeah, I suppose that is true, isn't it? I mean, you could try and work on the happiness meter. Try and boost that. No, it's far better to work on the unhappiness meter. Far more efficient, I think. Do-do-do-do. Just kill it. Yeah. Shoot it. Shoot it with your shooter. That's what we need. I think what we need is a little bit more health in our tanks. Tanks for... Hey, tanks for the memory. That's perfectly fine. I do appreciate the memory. I think we'll probably get away with Relentless Assault and just kill the bastard before he kills Fang. That is at least the plan of action. Yes, it is. I plan on killing it before it kills me. Oh, that seems like a fucking good plan. Yes, indeed. Oh, hello, Fang. She just sort of dropped in from nowhere. And she is a bombshell. So, we got an extra bombshell. Right, okay, so we've established the correct path. But I don't necessarily think there's anything along these... I think this is literally just if you wanted to avoid the enemies. Can you... No. No. No, we can't. Gotta go fast. No, that's Sonic. So yeah, there's that. Which leads me back to the top area. And there's this, which leads me down to this area here, which is the lower area. So if we hop on down this bridge, it's straight up, yeah. Yeah, I suppose it's, if you feel you can't take the enemies, you can avoid them, but I don't know. I suppose maybe it's speed run. If you were speed running the game, you could avoid the enemies to make it slightly quicker, but ultimately I think... Oh, have I gone... No. No? I don't know anymore. I think I'm going the right way. The arrow certainly seems to agree with me in terms of going the right way. Over here, please. Come on. By putting two side passages when there's nothing in them. Urgh. I hate it when you do that sort of nonsense. Oh, yes, indeed. Right, we will carry on, Pootlin. You don't like the air here. I don't like your face, but you don't tell me. You don't hear me saying it out loud. Ooh, they look like big nasties.
These things are alive.
What's the Sanctum up to? Are they planning to start a war?
I think they're starting a lacrosse team. Anyway, so yeah, at least one of them's alive, which is interesting. You can see the red dots. Oh, no, I don't think, maybe? Oh, indeed. I am pleasantly surprised. I'm surprised that I went here with a southern accent. Very much the Nish Kumar southern accent from Taskmaster, I think. I'm the coconut businessman. Which was one of the more funny ending things as well. Oh, yeah. Must admit, I don't know if anybody else watches Taskmaster, but I think, personally, the Nish Kumar year of Taskmaster, it wasn't an entire year, it was 8 to 10 episodes, if that. But the series with Nish Kumar, Mark Watson, Bob Mortimer, Aisling Bea and Sally Phillips, I believe I've covered every name there. I think that might have been the funniest one. Although having said that, it's the latest one I've seen, so I might change my mind when I get to the later ones again, but I don't know, there was something just so delightful about Nish and him being so bad at it, and yet so brilliant at the same time. It's amazing how those two line up, yeah, they line up so perfectly. An element of genius. stupidity. Oh, yes, indeed. Oh, my, yes. Oh, that's right. Oh, back on noises. That's fine. We can be back on the noises. Oh, yeah. We're gonna do the noises. We're gonna do the noises now. And a stranger voices now. I may even do a little bit of singing in the club style. Forge Blade! Yeah, I'd rather you didn't, but if you do, I'm going to insist you have a 3-hour time limit, and you have to make it a canister Damascus. And it has to be 21 inches long, or no longer than 21. Oh, Hope, you're dying. Please don't. Oh, Hope, you died. I did ask you nicely not to do that, didn't I? What a dick. Okay, what shall we do about that? Renew. I think that does it. Yes, it does. Marvellous. Renew and diversity. Because I think I could have used the Phoenix down, but I think regaining my TP is easier nowadays because the shops don't run out of toilet paper as much. No. Regaining my TP, which I believe is technique points or technical points, one of the two. I mean, they're used for technique, so it's got to have something to do with technique and point, one assumes. But the crucial element is I can recharge them relatively easily. Whereas, yes, I've got your backside, big boy. You thought you were so clever being enormous, but you're not, because it just makes you slow. It is strange though, because most giant bosses are usually relatively easy compared to their smaller counterparts. And I mean that more in action games than sort of a turn-based style stuff along these lines. But you know, it is always peculiar that sometimes it's like, whoa, that's a giant enemy. I don't know how I just roll under his leg. I just roll around like a mental patient, and I get the better of him. That's fine. That's cool. Because you have this like you literally. I mean, arguably he has the size advantage, giant boss. But in a way, a lot of the time you do. Because you just sort of run rings around them and they can't deal with it. Which is mildly amusing. It's when you get a small boss that can move really quickly. That's when you got to worry. When you get a little and they are leaping around the battlefield trying to stab your bits off. Oh my word, can he actually manage to stab your bits off? If he tries hard enough, he can stab your bits off. Stab your bits off. Okay. Little song for you, man. Little song. Just a little quick song. Not a too long song. Because a too long song wouldn't go down from the roll. It would be a wrong thing to do if you went for a too long song. It would be a terribly wrong too long song. Forge Blade! I'd rather you didn't. So let's Solidarity, because I think that's nasty. Oh, I don't know why we were in the wall, but that's fine. Solidarity, is that what I... Yeah, no, Solidarity's fine. Oh, I see! Forged Weapon has actually forged a weapon. I know! What the shit? Why are you surprised at this? But yeah, Centurion Blade. Ah! Fascinating. Anyway, let's Libra the Centurion Blade, because why not? Also, did I ever Libra the big boy? Oh yeah, I must have. Or at least I've worked out all of his weaknesses if I didn't. Not 100% convinced I did Libra the fella. No, concentrate on the Berserker, because we don't need to give too much of a shit about his blade. I mean, I can't deny he's not taking much damage, so I might have to deal with the blade. Oh, especially because that blade is doing quite a substantial chunk of change. Alright, fine. I'm going to focus on the blade. Because I think the blade is doing a lot of damage, but won't take a lot of damage. But I don't like the idea of having changed my target. It's not usually a good plan. But there you go. He's a sufficient pest that I think I have to deal with it. Make sure we get that meter continuing to rise, but ideally we need Fang to start. Oh, good, she's doing it. Good. she preempted me. I was saying, ideally we need Fang to do a thing, and she was already doing the thing. So that's good. It's good when people do something before you ask. Because then it makes asking easier. Because then it's already done. It's very useful. Christogen points. I must remember the fact that they're actually called Christogen points, because I keep just calling them crystal points. I mean, to be honest, I'm not that bothered. I'm not gonna lie. It makes little to no difference to me in the great scheme of things. If I want to call them crystal points, I'll call them crystal points. But every now and again, I like to be accurate at least. If you can't be funny, be accurate. Oh, a pair of Rigels! Rigel 7, I think, is a something. And Rigel is also a character from a something. A Staggerlock. What? Why would you want that? Prevents staggering of enemies. I mean, I can only think of that as like super hardcore challenge mode or something. If you wanted to, unless it's maybe a mistranslation and it's not doing exactly what the words mean. Because that, to me, says you can no longer stagger enemies. Okay, I suppose the crucial element is they are popping the same level of magic power as the level 4 Procyon, and they're only level 1. So one assumes they are super hardcore, super epic magic strength guns, which, if you use, you have to take some form of detriment. However, I'm not going to use them, because using them sounds like insanity. Because the whole of this game is built on the stagger system, and taking the stagger system away sounds like a shit idea. And I should know I'm full of shit in every possible definition of the phrase. Apart from one, because I had a massive dump earlier. But you didn't need to know that. I just thought I'd tell you anyway.
Try and keep calm. Don't want to go giving those brands any big ideas.
That's not the answer to the question I asked you. Or at least I don't think it was. I'm fairly certain he didn't ask anything to do with the brand. I'm assuming maybe if I had a different party, maybe I'd have gotten a correct answer instead of completely a non sequitur answer where she's just gone, try to avoid a big shot because it might deal with the brand. You told us that earlier, Darfcare. You've already told us and explained everything. Oh, can we be cheeky? Can we be a cheeky girl? Oh, they're just moving around anyway. Okay. So my cheekiness is... Oh, what a smirk. But it's mostly the eye, isn't it? But they look so smug, don't they? Like, hello. I'm just going to turn around and say hello, howdy. Oh, I'm just going to kick you in the fucking head. Unfortunately, one of them managed to warn the guy that I was kicking him in the head. These are impy boys. And they are here to save the day. Except they're going to die soon. Conjure. Don't know what that does. I think it might be backup move. No? I don't know what it did. I think I killed him before he really got it off. Which is terribly unfortunate for him, isn't it? He was desperately trying to get it off, and I was like, no, you've been shot in the face. I mean, arguably it's one way of going out, isn't it? The Auric Armlet I recognise, so I'm not going to bother looking it up. I don't think it's going to be that useful to me. It might be, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say, nah, couldn't care for it. Running around. Can I kick another one in the head? What I'm going to try and do is once that imp walks a bit further along and doesn't turn around. Oh, there we go, he's turned around. Whoa, what? That was definitely a back attack game. How dare you? I'm assuming one of the other imps maybe was looking at me. Now I kind of know roughly what the phosphoric ooze can do. Whereas I've not fully explored what the imps can do, so I think it's probably best to deal swift justice to the impy boys. They are like, there's a boy band of the Final Fantasy world. We are the impy boys! And we're going to play our new hit. No, play the classics, guys. Don't be silly. Do 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 do. Once again, I've got the right theme at the wrong time, so doesn't really go with the music when you do that. Now I'm just scattering. Oh, slime in the corridor. What am I gonna do? Slimed in the corridor. Now I gotta get a cloth and wipe it off the walls of the corridor. What can I say? You've had wonderful tasting decor, and that wallpaper just drove me mad with lust, and I couldn't help sliming in the corridor. Utterly disgusting. You are a horrendous human being. Oh, hello! That's a new version of slime. You see what happened? And it is bad news, because they are a lot stronger. Yeah, I remember it now. Now it's too late. I absolutely remember it completely. They may look the same, but they are in fact two phosphoric oozes mixed together. And unfortunately for us, they pack quite a wallop. And they might be able to decimate me, but we'll have to wait and see. Oh yes, we shall wait and see if it gets the best of me. I think what we need to do is get solidarity up in this, because it is too focused on Zaz. Too focused by far. Okay, there we go. That's got it going a little bit. Now we just need hope. The other issue we've got is, of course, the poison is going to be a problem. Right, Commando, Synergist and Saboteur. Let's try and get some sabotage by the Beastie Boys in our battle formation. Not sure, I think Fang is pretty much out of sabotage at this point. The boys managed to get us a... Oh, okay, so it's Veil. The sad face is the Veil. Precisely why the Veil is sad face, I do not know. But I think that is the one I guessed, wasn't it? So I can only assume maybe that's not meant to be a sad face. But it definitely looks a bit like a sort of I've got a little sad face on. Oh, I don't know why, but I'm sad now. I've raised your veil, but I'm sad at the same time. Raising your veil was meaningless to me. Or maybe it was at the wedding. You know, he raised the veil and just went, oh, fucking horrendous. No, I can't do it. Can't do it. Bye. I've got a sad face under my veil because my husband left me at the altar. He said I was looking horrendous. Oh, what a bastard. No stars for allowing an alchemical ooze. Disappointing. It's not that long. It's disappointing. I don't think that's the lyrics to the song, by the way. I'm fairly certain she did say something about long, but I don't think it was... I'm disappointed that it's not so long. Right, this time we're going to focus down one of these slimes at least. Because, as we've established now, the little imps are nowhere near as problematic as the slimes. Now, one slime, a combination cannot make. So I could, if needed, you can sort of rearrange your priorities after defeating one slime, I think. And I must admit, I think we started with 3 imps, and we now have 4 imps. I'm fairly certain we had 4 imps for a moment. Yeah, Imp D. So I think we started with 3 imps, and then we ended up having a 4th imp come in, which means the imps can call for backup. which makes them problematic as well. We've got, yeah, these groups of enemies are both quite obnoxious. And I'm gonna have to work out some kind of solution. Solution to the problem we call... Oh! That looked off, didn't it? It looked like some kind of tear of blood streaking down the screen, it looked like. Lord, I don't know what that was all about, but it was horrible. Don't cry blood, Fang. Don't cry at all, but especially don't cry the blood. The blood should be inside the body, not on the outside. But yeah, I don't know whether maybe a couple of her points got left behind. She left behind a couple of vertexes. That would explain why suddenly... Oh, hello, that's a big fella. Can we get the back attack on the big fella? Yes, we can. Sorry about ramming your head up that behemoth's backside, Zaz, but sometimes needs must. Right, let's get the break, the stagger first. That's it. Now, ideally, let's get the Libra going. We are doing quite poorly on technique points. I really wish I'd used that Libra scope a little while back, but never mind. Never mind. There's not a lot I can do about this first. Oh yeah. Hey, quit your gibber, quit your jabber, quit your gibber jabbering with me. 5 stars. Killed a behemoth in 35 seconds. And if you kill a behemoth in 35 seconds or less, you get yourself it for free. You get it for free. I was trying to do a funny joke and it went off the rails a bit because it didn't. My sentence structure was vastly off. Oh, plentiful ooze coming out of the floor. My god, they're in the vents. They're oozing through the vents. I'm not sure. I think if you get 2 slimes, you get 1 version of the fusion, and if they can fuse with a third, they might even have another one, but I'm not 100% sure on that. Might just be like a stronger variation of the alchemical ooze. I'm not... Oh, no, there we go. Well, shite. Although, there is a small window. Steamy windows. There is a small window of opportunity, it would seem. As they are merging, they do take a little bit of time. And if you can defeat them whilst they are merging, you in fact defeat 2 for 1. And everybody likes a bog off. Everybody would like to bog off now. Another line you don't necessarily want people opening up to. Everybody can bog off now. The Alicantor. I like the name. Don't know if I like the idea of changing bow. Staggerlock again. Here we go. We are sort of... Oh, in fact, I mean, the Alicanto just is shit. That's my final word on that one. We're not going anywhere near the Alicanto. Yeah, I think we're going to have to take Slug Alley, unfortunately. I don't necessarily want to go down Slug Alley, but I think... Ooh, I got the back attack in Slug Alley. Quite pleased that I got the back attack in the Slug Alley. Slug Alley, let's go down to Slug Alley, where the weather is fine and the grass is green. And that's why the slugs are quite so rampant, because they've got green grass to chow down upon. Oh yeah. Good night. Get over. You kill the slug. Oh, they've still got 2 slugs over there. Blimey.
That's you. Done.
Yeah. Thank you, Zaz. That's you. Done. I'm gonna do them. That's you. Done. Again. I mean, he has quite the amazing arse crack, doesn't he? Because he takes that boomerang and it just goes straight up there. No fuss, no nonsense. Are you... Hey. That is the call of a man who took down Slug Alley only to discover that Slug Alley does not hold a treasure chest. Pricks. I hate you, Final Fantasy developers. Try and get the back. No. I gave up halfway through. Let's try and get the back. Nah. That was never going to happen. Oh, okay, there's a bear moth. There was a bear moth lurking down my nook, and in fact in my cranny. And you don't need something that size in your nook. You especially don't want it in your cranny. We're just going to take down the Noctilicale slugs, colloquially known as slugs. And now we're going to have to focus on the big boy, the greater behemoth. We're not going to be doing this one in 35 seconds or less. So I do expect my money back. Thank you very much, Final Fantasy. You hit a behemoth down a tunnel, and I demand my cash back, please. I want a bit of Ring of Fire. That's why I want the cash back, because that's Johnny Cash. It's a funny joke, funny, hilarious joke. There you go. I am full of shit. That's right, I said full of shit, because it's like full of joke. I don't know what I'm saying there. Full of shit is right, though. Entirely accurate. There you go. If in doubt, it out. Come on, Hope. Heal, Fang. Good lad. A bit more, mate. Bit more. Put effort in, son. Put effort in. Don't just phone in the heals. Actually, really go for it. Oh dear. Yeah, we're definitely going to need another heal. Don't think we're going to need... Oh, in fact, I was going to take the opportunity to have a drink, but I think we ought to go back to Relentless Assault for a bit. There we go. Now I've managed to get me drinking. Is that officially a new creature? No, it's not. But it is a brand new health bar, of course, so that's aggravating. I wonder how well I can play it upside down, with the controller upside down. Not very well. Because now suddenly up is down and down is up. I don't know why I tried that. It's just it's the fact that I was playing it at quite such a severe angle while I was holding the cup in my hand. Just suddenly made me think, I might as well turn it full 180 on the controller for no good reason. It's quite an interesting little sort of... I mean, I'm assuming it's supposed to just be sort of part of the skin patterning, but it does look amazingly like a tattoo on its chest, doesn't it? And again, I suppose maybe they're not quite supposed to be... Maybe this one is supposed to be part of the techie side of things, but... And I suppose all creatures maybe are supposed to be slightly techie. But yeah, he's wearing, like, shorts. And it's slightly peculiar. I don't know, his little modesty shorts. Don't you look at... Oh, I killed it. Marvellous. Zaz, don't say that. Don't say that in front of children. See your daddy now. Only say it in front of your own child. Yay! So the Slug Alley held nothing, but cheeky behemoth, they'll give you a treasure for. Cheeky little behemoth. Oh, I do fancy a cheeky little... Oh, in fact, Slug Alley was just for the rights. It was for the privilege to go to Cheeky Behemoth Town. That's not exactly what do you want. To have to go through Slug Alley to get the right to go to Behemoth Corner. I prefer not to have gone to Behemoth Corner in the slightest. Right, that suggests there's slime's going to pop up. Oh no! I think, yeah, there's a Behemoth charging at me. Yeah, I'll just take him. Come on. Come on. There you go. I must admit, I thought he was just going to ram me straight up, as it were. But yeah, I don't know how best to sort of approach this in a way that would prevent him from just transforming. If there is even a way to prevent him doing the transformation. I mean, to a certain extent, if we can get a good camera shot on him, I'm not going to mind him transforming, because it would be quite nice to see it. Nice to see the full transformation, but unfortunately the camera rarely, if ever, actually focuses on the thing. Which is a shame, because I say that. There's a potential reason why the camera doesn't focus on him transforming, and it's because perhaps the transformation is awful. But I doubt that. I suspect the animation regarding the transformation is probably quite solid and very nice, which makes it a shame that the camera doesn't focus on it, and I almost wish they'd set it up so that the camera did sort of zoom a bit more into the idea of, hey, look, he's transforming. You want to see this? Look what we've made. We've made a massive beast transform onto its hind legs, open up its own skull, and bring out a fucking saw blade. Which is not one of those normal sentences that you should be able to use. And yet, in this game, of course, it very much is. Here we go. Look, yeah, you can see it. He sort of rips the horn off the top of his head and reveals his massive chopper. His circular saw chopper. And it's because it's circular that's the reason it's saw. He doesn't find it pleasant. He's gonna try to buzzsaw me in half. But ideally I won't let him. Although I don't think I had much of a choice there. Get the medic going. That's alright. Oh dear. Come on. Come on, Hope. We need you, boy. Boy, I need you to heal me. Why, Daddy? I don't know. Ba 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 ba. But an interesting little fact. I think this was on. It might have been What Culture. That the whole reason why Kratos referred to the boy as Boy was because they didn't have a name for him when Christopher Judge was recording the audio, and theoretically, I think they'd intended to go back and re-record it for the sake of adding the name, but then they decided that actually it gave it a bit more sort of interest with Kratos not saying the name, Kratos sort of saying boy every time, so they just left it. But as I say, apparently I think it was meant to have been sort of this idea of, hey look, we just need a sort of filler, and then they suddenly realised actually it really works. It provides a lot more to the characterisation. So it's always fascinating when these little oddities sort of occur. They just do something for a temporary thing and then it becomes permanent. Ideally, what I really need you guys to do is really work on this Behemoth, please. Just quicker, if you could, quicker. Any quicker? Could you do it quicker? There we go. Because I didn't want to go to diversity. I needed to go to diversity, didn't I? Bollocks. Well, so much for charging up the TP, because we're going to have to renew ourselves again. It does do something to everybody. That's quite nice. That's at least something. But yeah, I've just managed to start charging that TP bar up again. And what does the game force me to do? Well, that's right, the game forces me into using the TP to renew hope. And what a sentence. You forced me to use the TP to renew my hope. Especially if you consider TP to be toilet paper, at which point it very much adjusts the sentence, doesn't it? I had to use my toilet paper to renew my hope. I think we'll do a bit of solidarity for a moment, because we are struggling, and I'd really prefer not to have Zaz die, so if that could be arranged. There we go, good. Everybody is focused on... I think I've just spotted... Yeah, okay. We got an imp, now we've got an Ahriman. And that is... A, we want to Libra the Ahriman, and B, we probably want to focus on... It might be worthwhile focusing on the imps, get rid of them. Get rid of them, because they're going to be weaker, but they are going to punch out a lot more heavy-duty magic. Which is not what you need. Not what you need at all. I plan to give it my best shot. Don't you worry. Oh yeah. Let's see. Just need to double check something. Oh yeah. Is that doing what I think it should be doing? Not good. I got slightly paranoid, but there you go. Never mind. That is fine. It don't matter at all. I just thought maybe the stream had been off for the last couple of hours. Well, probably an hour and a half or so, but it was a concern. It was a concern for a moment or two.
Just like I planned.
I'd just been sort of shouting into the ether, which in fairness is fairly normal, but you know, at least if it's on, it stands a chance. If it was completely off, it would have been terrible. Terrible news. Oh, caught him in mid-jump. Right, so down the side path. So let's just track all of the extra potentials, which is what we need here. We're going to approach from above again, despite the fact that it's never worked in the past. I still hold hope in my hand, and I tell him that we stand a chance of getting... No, we don't. Hope never stood any amount of chance. You cannot stop the imps now. They always have the back attack. They have the back attack on you. Big old fire spell. What are you gonna do? I'm gonna fire a spell at them. Yes, but what spell? I'm gonna fire a spell at them. Yes, but what spell? I know you're gonna launch a spell at them, but what spell are you gonna launch at them? I'm gonna fire a spell. Yes, we've established gonna fire a spell. What spell is it? I'm gonna use Blizzaga. Oh, good. I'm so glad. Right, I think we've come so far. Oh, there's a treasure chest there. We've come so far, and no, we've come. There you go. We've come. Brand new scent. We've come. Brand new anything. We've come. Everything. We've come. Everybody. We've come. We've come quite far, so I think it's time to actually make some effort into doing this. That's the sound of a man who doesn't really want to do this. Right, Bladed Lance level 1. Oh, I don't know if I want to upgrade the Bladed Lance because I may suddenly get one that I like more. I hate you. I hate you so much. Really do. I hate you beyond comparison. No, do you know what? I don't want to do it. It's the problem. I keep thinking I'm going to get better weapons that I like more. So I keep putting off upgrading the weapons. Now I just don't want to upgrade the weapons at all. Don't like the weapon upgrade system in this game. Poopy. Might have been better if they'd sort of done the idea. Oh, this is... I think he's nasty. As a boss. I don't know what he's like as a person, but I think he might be a boss. And I think he's particularly brutal.
Reigns? Oh, easy, guys. It's all right. Reigns is a Sanctum officer. He's been helping us out.
Why are you here?
Reigns! You traitor!
I put you on the path. That was my focus.
Well then, now you should be turning to Crystal, right?
Since long before we met. I did my best to assist you, as bid by the Sanctum fal'Cie. Now do you understand? The fal'Cie have watched over you, guiding your every step. The luck that saved you time and again was a deliberate machination. Why, you may ask? The Primarch, or should I say, Bartandalus, is crafting you into the instruments of Cocoon's demise.
We've been played for fools.
A Cocoon fal'Cie? Why?
Why? To restore the Maker.
The Maker?
The entity responsible for creating both humans and fal'Cie.
Ooh,
Long
fancy
ago,
cutscene.
The Maker departed this world, leaving the two races behind.
Actually, I think it's a repeat of the fancy cutscene we've already seen.
In a sense, human and fal'Cie are brothers, orphaned by the same parent. As for the humans, they forgot the order imposed by the Maker. They began to war amongst themselves for the first time in history.
The fal'Cie focused on recalling their lost deity and returning the world to its former glory.
It's a weird choice, just like using this amalgamation of
lies at the heart
previous
of all their
cutscenes.
actions.
Because they don't even necessarily completely line up with what he's saying. Like, I get, like, showing the gunshots was kind of war, but then they showed the... As awesome as the Shiva Sisters cutscene is, they just seemed to... It felt like they sort of showed that at random.
This world's entire populace.
Just felt a bit sort of
Tribute.
cutscene filler there, wasn't it?
That's crazy talk.
I don't get it. Why do they need us? Couldn't the fal'Cie end Cocoon with just a thought?
Their existence is bound to the creation and maintenance of this floating shell. It is their very nature that holds them in check.
You mean Cocoon fal'Cie can't destroy Cocoon? They needed tools.
If we can stop this by doing nothing, we'll do nothing.
Noble, I expected as much.
You lied to us. What happened to your dream of rebuilding Cocoon for the people? Was it all a lie?
A shadow of a dream from when I was human. It was change I craved, and once I'd built the influence to make things happen, there was change. I gained all the power I could hope for, but was a puppet with no will to wield it. It wasn't the fal'Cie who changed. It was me.
You were made a l'Cie?
A l'Cie, tied to an inescapable focus, a slave of destiny. I'd lost hope. I'd all but given up on dreams of freedom.
What are you saying?
I'm here of my own accord, not by fal'Cie order. Seeing you fight brought it all back. Brought back that future I once strove for. I, too, will challenge my fate.
Oh, I think he does transform to a certain extent, but I think this is the boss. This is the boss that says, we've upped the ante.
If I can defeat
You need to be better at the battle system. Which is concerning, because I haven't quite prepared myself for this moment yet. There we go. He's gone sort of almost bloody. A lot of the character design in this does seem reminiscent to previous character designs, because that almost feels a little bit like. Oh, I can't remember the bloody guy's name. Final Fantasy X. The nasty man who's part Guido, or I don't think they were called Guidos, were they? In horrendous slang term, I think, but no, it might have been actually. Guardos! The Guardo people. I can't remember if it was Sid or not. But nonetheless, anyway, we'll carry on battling. Carry on battling. Oh, we need to scan him first, ideally. But yeah, there's something about his design there that does sort of make me sort of go, ooh, it's a little bit of that, a little tiny bit of him in there. A lot of it's that sort of upper body, sort of deformed upper body with sort of trousers on. Which I suppose I can't blame him for wearing trousers, can I? To be honest, I think it's probably necessary. We don't really want to see Sid's balls. We don't want to see Sid's reign. Recovery shift. So yeah, I think he basically has a lot of what we have. So he can now cure himself because he's in his recovery mode. But you'll note he'll shift into something else in the not too distant future as well, I'm sure. But I mean, 2 can play at that game. I can recovery shift as well. Just takes me a bit longer. So, right, let's carry on whacking him. Now let's go to Bully. Do I want Bully? Yes. Maybe. Whoa. Stop being a dick. I don't think anything Fang has to offer here. In fact, what might be better? Not only do we want to go diversity for a moment or two, because we need that heals. We need them heals. Please, if you don't mind. you don't mind, let me have the heals. Come on, Hope, I need you more than ever. Should have done some Crystarium dealings. Okay, guard. What we'll do with guard is we'll go superiority. So we'll add some buffs to myself while he's faffing around guarding everything. I'm going to take advantage. I'm going to try and take... Oh, he does actually take some status ailments that Fang can dish out. That's quite nice to know. But yeah, we've basically got everybody now sort of max buff. Max buff. I am the man they call Max Buff. Oh yeah. Okay, come on, let's get the boy. With our max buffs, bravery, good. We should be able to sort of last a little bit longer in terms of... Oh, if I could just... Yes, I did! Just save that stagger meter. That's going to come in quite handy. I don't know if I can do much more. We've done the recovery shift. Could be, I mean, to be honest, indifferent, because if he just keeps curing, I think I can out-damage race him against his cure, so him stood in his cure stance is kind of quids in me. Oh, as soon as annoying, but I must admit, if his inclination when he gets a debuff is to go into cure mode and cure that debuff, I might be able to take advantage of that situation. Oh, Metamorphose. Whoa, he now has 6 wings? Seems that he's done something nasty. We'll fly straight back into Sentinel defense. He's also, rather annoyingly... Okay, so let's try and get some more buffs going on, although having said that... In fact, no, I think Bully might be a better choice here. Because I don't need... Oh, no, okay, I do need some buffs, because apparently all of my buffs have worn off, so... Let's get into... Synergy. Let's try and bully everybody as much as I can. Faith and Vigilance. Now he's back to doing things. Let's try and get back on him. Just keep pounding away at him. Let's drop back to Superiority, get some more buffs in. Just going to keep trying to flip between all the tactics that I possibly can, and hopefully diversity for the heals, but we do rather need the heals, plus we are dangerously close to that stagger, which is what I very much want. Yeah, come on, come on, come on lads, one more good pummeling and we've staggered him. Ooh, okay. I got a feeling he's probably got at least one more big nasty in him, but we're not doing bad. As I say, I suspect there's another big nasty in there somewhere. He's going to reveal something else, which you don't know. You don't want to know what it is. Do have to censor the stream. No, I think he might do another transformation, or at the very least, he'll do some kind of big nasty move. Cannot guarantee any of this because I am really kicking the crap out of him, and I'm really very much making my previous sentiment that he's the guy who ops the ante absolute nonsense. Yeah, he just beat him. Okay, I think he's got a second phase because I am still relatively confident that this is the guy who ops the ante. The Tetradic Crown. I feel like that does multiple things, but I can't quite recall what. And the Moogle works! Everybody loves a Moogle, and the Crystarium has been expanded once more. We've barely gone through the previous expansion. But yeah, you fucking kneel down. Can we get wings as well, please? He's a Lassie. We're Lassie. Give me wings.
How it ends isn't important. Just do what you know is right. Trust yourselves.
He turned to crystal. So attacking us completed his focus. That's the theory, but then again...
Oh
you know.
Did was try to save Cocoon in his own way.
Oh, you're back on that, are you?
His own way.
That's the secret.
Where are you? Snow?
Snow, don't leave. We need you. Well, we don't, because we've got Fang, but that's not the point. I like you, so come on.
I think Reigns was searching for a way to make us understand. To understand the frustration of being a Lassie. A Lassie bound to a focus. And maybe what it meant to be human.
That was nowhere near as difficult as I thought it was going to be. Which is interesting. As I say, I legitimately thought... Did Snow officially leave? No, he's just slightly wandered off. But not an official I've gone. I can't deny, unless there is one in there, which there might be. Okay, there is. That's yeah, I'll take a bit of a chance. It's always a bit of a gamble if you don't just go, I'm going back to the save point I've just come from. But I think we can take that chance. Because I think they're relatively kind in this game, I think. Whoops, don't do a new one, do the old one, thank you. Right, at this point, I think it's time to do some Crystarium, because we've got a lot of crystal points. See, I didn't even have to charge my Crystagens up. Develop further, awesome. Oh, wow. Now able to harness the full powers of a Lassie, your characters can master any role. You will be able to use a new role once you have learned one of its abilities. Master a variety of roles, and you will gain access to more versatile paradigms. Yeah, I mean, I'm not really going to. I realise that sounds a bit sort of like, there's the ATB level. We want to head towards that, I think, ideally. But the reason I'm not going to is because I've got the characters. The characters kind of have their specialities, mixed with the fact that I can build paradigms from the characters, with their specialities. So I kind of find myself disinclined. Oh shit! I've run out of CP. Blimey. The new branches require a lot of CP, it seems. But I still find myself inclined to not do it. I think we'll focus on medic still for the boy, despite the ATB gauge being in his synergist role, of course. But I still feel like the roles they already have, you might as well carry on expanding on. There's no point in breaking into new roles just yet. Eventually, I think it will be well worth it. However, she does. Oh no, she gets it from Commando. Okay, well we'll stick to focusing on Commando for you then, Fang, because then you can get the ATB gauge. It will take me a while to get up to the ATB gauge standard, because as you see, I had 21,000. It's 21,264 CP, and I'm burning through it at a rate that is slightly ridiculous. Because you can see, the moment I get onto the new branch, it's not too bad on this lower level, but the moment you get here, it's like, whoa, that's a lot of points. Oh, that's a lot of points. Actually, it wasn't as many as I thought it was going to be, but never mind. Dispelgar. Interesting. Okay. That's going to be a technique version, so that you don't have to be a saboteur in order to use it. I was going to say, it's always going to be Commando for lightning. At all times, you must be a Commando. And if she went Commando, you would see a lot more because of the fact that she wears a belt. I am the ultimate disapproving father of lightning. How dare you leave the house wearing a belt? And only a belt. Put some clothes on. Well, there we go. We've managed to burn through those Crystagen points very quickly. And now, shall we do? I mean, we can probably afford to do a little bit more. At least one more save point, I think. See what happens next. But I feel like I remember Reigns being troublesome. Oh, hello. Elevator mode. Every game has one. And if your game doesn't have an elevator section where you have to fight a load of enemies on an elevator, you've done it wrong. It's not true. Distinctly not true, I'd like to clarify, but nonetheless. a lot of games do feature elevator sections. Da 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 da. I believe that's Final Fantasy X's battle theme. Why that suddenly crept out of my brain? It's clearly been crawling along my brain since the beginning, and it was just like, I am the Final Fantasy X theme song. You will sing me. It finally got to the point where it was able to get out. You going to throw another battle on me? I suspect you will, because this is probably going to be a lengthy elevator. Love on an elevator. Fights on an elevator. If I knew more of the words, this would be good. Fights on an elevator. The central conflux. I think they're now making up words. I don't know that for certain. I wonder if conflux is a word. Oh, I might have made a boo-boo. No, I didn't. That's fine. I might have made a biyogi as well, but no. The primary concern was I'd made a boo-boo, but I don't think in a Final Fantasy game made by Square Enix they'd have some kind of soft lock where you drop down and not be able to get back up, because that just... I mean, some games you could accept that it's a plausible scenario. I'm trying to find the map. That's the button. There we go. You could possibly embrace the idea of it being plausible, but in a Final Fantasy game, the amount of polish they tend to put in a Final Fantasy game. Oh, this is we're back in the old enemies battling enemies. They don't use it too often in this game, but it does work nicely when they do. But I must admit, what I think, I did target the knight first because I thought that was a reason. Oh no, they're not actually battling each other, or at least they're both sides are focused entirely on me. Maybe if I'd back attacked him, we'd have seen more fight between the factions in here. But yeah, I find it slightly strange that they seem to show the idea that they were fighting, and then suddenly, nope, not so much inside the battle. But it's a nice feature. I do like that. I like the idea, and I feel like you don't see it all that often. I don't think. But this idea that there are multiple factions and they will fight between each other in sort of the landscape. Well, admittedly, I've been playing Dragon Quest Inquisition recently, and I think there's an element of that in there, because you do sometimes see like wolves chasing tiny fennec creatures, and you do sometimes see spiders sort of trying to get the better of a giant ram type creature. I can't remember the official names of them. Fennec, I believe, is an official name, but the giant rams, I can't remember what they're called, but they might just be called rams, truth be told. Yeah, it's nice. It does have that air of making the world feel a little bit more real, in a sense. Because in reality, you know, creatures that go onto other creatures' territories and stuff would have trouble. And I think seeing it and embracing the idea and exploring that more in sort of open, especially open worldy type games. Now I know Final Fantasy XIII is more linear, as many people have said in the past. It's a bit more linear than open world, but open world games could benefit from having sort of. But I suppose arguably there is an element. I'm not going to lie. There's an element of calculating monsters fighting one another in the wild while you're nowhere near them is perhaps quite a sort of adept level of programming that may not even exist in the slightest. Although Red Dead sort of bucked the trend with all sorts of wild and wonderful things they were doing with their stuff. Can we back out of this, or is the entire area? Yeah, I think the entire area. So that is less than optimal. I'm not going to be too fussed if I have to start the fight again, truth be told, but we'll see. If I can beat Sid Raines, I should hope I can beat a couple of oozes in a Metal Man. Metal Man. Couple of oozes. And a metal... Oh, bugger. Okay. Couple of oozes. Well, a couple of metal men and a giant ooze now. Luckily, didn't have much health in the first place, so we should be able to wipe that thing out. But yeah, starting it again is looking all the more likely. Since I'm poisoned and Hope is not doing his job, Solidarity might take the edge off. But at this point, it's not really stylish battle. It's mitigating the disaster that has been this battle, which is an inconvenience. Doo-ba-doo-boo-ba-ba-doo. Yes, we just hope. We have hope. Hope that he can heal us. Come on, kid, do some little heals. Or some big heals, ideally. Everybody needs you to heal their health. Oh, yeah. If you wouldn't mind now getting fully on to a relentless assault. Yes, I'm relentlessly putting the salt down. I've made my chips too salty because I was relentless. Everybody told me to stop with the salt shaker, but I refused. I relentlessly poured salt on my chips, and now they're too salty. But I can't admit that to everyone else, because they told me to stop and I didn't. So now I've got to eat these supremely salty chips just to prove a point. Yes. Oh, Hope, get your heels on again. Get your heels on. Get your heels. I said get your heels. And I don't mean high heels, Hope. We don't need you wearing high heels, kid. We need you focused on healing people, not focused on standing in high heels. I must admit, never tried, not gonna lie, but I get the impression it's bloody awkward, bloody fiddly. Fiddly. It's another Taskmaster reference for those keeping score. Well, that battle was atrocious. It was just atrocious. That's the end of the sentence. I didn't have more. It sounded like I had more, but no. I do believe in every drop of rain that comes. I do believe. No, what I believe in is that this might be a nook, and it might in fact be a cranny. And if it is a nook and/or cranny, I'll be very annoyed if you don't put a treasure chest here again. Come on, do the right thing. Nope. I hate these corridors. They're so stupid. There's no treasure chests, and they're just all over the place. Because they've added this idea of going around the houses, and you don't need to go around the house, you just go through the monsters. And at that point, the house doesn't make no difference. Can you say house with an H this time, please? I could do. I'm not going to. Far more fun to say ass. Shall we... One more side point. Or I'm going to regret the decision entirely. Depends on precisely what this is. Alert, alert, alert. Oh no! We are the clunky monsters. We are the orbs of doom.
Didn't come this far to give up the ghost.
I didn't know we had a ghost. But no, I won't give it up. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you go. Never gonna give you a ghost now. Okay, these guys might just kick the shit out of me. Because you have to... Okay, slowly. That's the new way of saying slowly. I can't apparently say solidarity. Okay. I've taken a bit of a defensive strategy, which might not go well. Sometimes it's better to just go all-out offense, because I'm about to take several self-destructs, which could be a problem. No, okay. No, I think we might have cracked it. If we can defeat him before he self-destructs. Of course, it could have gone horribly wrong and... Interesting. I think it's glitched on me. In some fashion, I think it's glitched on me. I don't... Very confused. Very confused right now. Yeah, they seem to be self-destructing, but not actually going away. Which is not what's supposed to happen. Okay, unless that is supposed to happen, but I'm really not convinced. I mean, we seem to have bypassed the glitch in some fashion. Got 0 stars, but that's fine. The game didn't break. That's worth all the stars in the world. I see, they seem to be programmed to go over that way, so I will sneak around the backside. That's what I do. I'm the backside sneaker. I'll take you, poo. It rhymed. I mean, it rhymed. It's horrible, but it rhymed, and sometimes that's just what has to happen. You have to accept the horrendous nature of the words you've said if they happen to rhyme. Do a little early, cheeky early one there, because otherwise I was going to lose the stagger meter. I may still lose the stagger meter, which is going to not sit well with me, but you know, sometimes there's things are sent to try your patience, and then your patience is tried. Oh dear, what can the matter be? I'm not killing these guys sufficiently. That was surprisingly good. Oh wait, what? I do not know. What? You're gonna have to explain what? Because I don't pay attention to what I say, so I've already forgotten it. So you'll have to fully explain what I'm waiting with. Those lyrics. Yes, they were the rise of lyric. Because they were shit. No. I think, yeah, the rise of lyric, I think, with a Sonic game, and most Sonic games are awful. Which is unfortunate. I mean, you put your will forward for them. You know, it's not like you want them to be shit. It's just you're looking at going like, yes, come on, Team Sonic, come on, we're rooting for you. And then they turn around and release garbage. And it's like, oh, okay. Team Sonic, guys, come on. Try harder. Everybody needs to try a little harder. Try a little harder. Gonna try and go into the country style now. Yeah, well, I'm gonna have a pretty bit harder, and I'm gonna try a little harder. I don't think that was the country style, was it? No, it was it was the country club style. Because you had a country riff with a bit of the club style hidden in amongst it. Superb. We dealt with that room quite admirably. Just do a quick lap of victory. It's not technically intended as a lap of victory. It's more just I do want to double check. I realise it feels oddly sort of wasteful when it probably is, but I just don't quite trust these walls, and I want to make damn certain that I've not missed a treasure chest. I know that is basically the subtitle of my life. I want to make damn certain I haven't missed a treasure chest. It usually gets me in trouble, in fairness. You know this. Doing D&D, and I have to go down every corridor, and it turns out every corridor is death. And lo and behold, I'm the lonely bugger who's gone, I'm going down a corridor. Oh, that's death. That's a death corridor. Oh dear. Now I'm on my own, and death is imminent. Which is always... I'm addicted to treasure chests. Might as well face it, you're addicted to chests. Oh yes, of course, I have revealed a weakness to a DM, which is dangerous. An extremely dangerous thing to do. Oh well. I suppose in fairness, I am technically it's playing to the character, because he is on, you know, one of the weaknesses from the book is the idea of risking everything for a piece of knowledge. Now, arguably, I think the book's one sort of almost suggests that's a bit more sort of, I don't know, like a tangible piece of knowledge, perhaps. Not that knowledge is tangible as such, but it feels like it's more like, I know where this rare manuscript is. I will risk everything to get the manuscript. Whereas I've interpreted it with my character a little bit more sort of, he just wants to know things. He just wants to know everything. And when there's a mystery, he'll be the first one in to try and solve the mystery. He will attempt to slove the misty. Fun fact, that is a reference to, I believe it's the Ghostbusters game that does the spelling error, but I believe it was first, for me at least, I'm sure it was known before that, but first highlighted for me when Malice Caliber was playing Ghostbusters in one of his LPs. you suddenly got this text box, and it was suddenly this sort of... I've said suddenly too many times in that sentence, but never mind. The text box sort of came up, and it was like, "Can you solve the mystery?" And it was supposed to be solve the mystery, but of course, back in the day of the Mega Drive Ghostbusters game, there was very much a sort of, you know, they frequently messed up the old translations and stuff. Like, I think that X-Men game you were playing the other day, can't remember, I don't know which one it was. I missed, you know, if you did specify the title, I certainly missed it. But I don't think I've ever really played that one much, or not to the point of perhaps noticing it, but as far as I could tell, it looked quite a bit like the one that's got the major sort of Magneto says something that's really super weird because it was some daft little translation error. But I can't, for the life of me, I can't recall exactly what the translation error was or exactly what game it was. So basically, I have told you zero information on a piece of interesting information that I'm trying to relay, which is always useful. Oh, the Fey mark. I would assume that's probably emphasising magic, maybe. It looked like a coat pattern. Yes, it was. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Greatly reduces physical damage dealt to enemies. Game, stop giving me turd in the form of items. I suppose the idea, I think, although it doesn't do much, and Umbra's level 1, I think the idea is that you do get the magic wall, which is fair enough. Although, having said that, well, no, yeah. Alright, I think the idea behind this weapon is it is supposed to allow him to super max out his magical potency. So if you keep him as a Ravager or a Ravager, Ravager's the only one who really uses magic powers that he's got access to at the moment, at least. I mean, I suppose you could really, if you really wanted to, I guess you could perhaps, you know, you could possibly warp all of their characters into something completely different if you wanted to, but I think it's easier just to embrace the characterizations they've already done. But yes, no, you go enjoy the Fish and Chips. Hopefully you got your Fish and Chips from the Fish and Chip Emporium. That's all references to Hancock's half hour there. It was an episode, I believe it's the episode The Two Murderers. And basically, Sid wants to open up his own fish shop. And I think he wants to call it Sid's Fish and a Chip. Or is it, am I getting confused? I might be getting confused. Maybe I'm thinking of something else that was Fish and Chip Emporium. Or Fish and Chip. That's the key thing. Because you traditionally say fish, like you've typed it in fairness, traditionally say fish and chips, but this was very much sort of comically saying Fish and a Chip Emporium. But I think I'm confusing the two sources. It may still be Hancock, but I don't think it's the Two Murderers episode, because I think that the chip shop he wanted to open there was called something different. But well, it's a highly entertaining episode for anybody interested. Basic premise: Sid wants money from Hancock to open a chip shop. He then goes to a bank, gets a loan, gets his chip shop secured, and so then he also goes to the library to buy a book, and because he's seen as this dodgy geezer criminal guy, and so he gets this book on real world murders, unsolved murders of the 20th century or something along those lines. And so what he does is he starts reading this book, and Hancock sees him reading this book, and he obviously goes, oh no, he wants to kill me for my money. And then Sid finds the money by going for a loan, etc, etc. I'll have to look at that link in after, but do feel free to inform me what roughly what the link is, and so that I've got a heads up, I suppose. And then yes, so Sid then says he's secured the fish shop, so Hancock thinks Sid's about to murder him, and then Sid walks in. Oh, Mitch and Webb's Fish and Chips. Is that Fish and a Chip Emporium? I don't know. Maybe. I wouldn't have thought that was Mitch and Webb, because it feels like it was older. but I might be wrong. But I mean, they've covered sketches on everything, I suspect. You could probably find... ideally, what I'm trying to do is get the back attack on this thing. Marvellous. But yeah, then Sid walks in on Hancock reading the book. So Hancock's reading the book thinking Sid's going to kill him, and Sid walks in watching Hancock read the book thinking Hancock wants to kill him to get his hands on his fish and chip shop. And of course it spirals in a farcical manner from there. But it's very entertaining. I do enjoy Hancock's Half Hour, and I would highly recommend Hancock's Half Hour to anybody who enjoys good old British comedy, because I think they cover good old British comedy rather well with the old Hancock's Half Hours. Da, 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 da. My all-time favourite, I think, is still most likely the East Sheen Drama Festival, because that one is quite daft, because essentially they are sort of they're doing that old style of taking the mick out of an atrocious attempt at doing a sort of local drama festival type thing. So they've got a pianist who can't actually play anything. Oh, I am going the right way. Oh, I got confused. Just a lot of this map is looking very similar, which is causing a bit of sort of like, which way do I go? I'm not sure. I don't know where I'm going anymore. But yes, no, the Extreme Drama Festival was very entertaining, and it sort of is an older version of the Play Goes Wrong. If you've ever seen the Goes Wrong series, I love that series. It's so good. They are so funny. And it's one of those ones where you almost think that doing a series of them, they'll run out of daft and stupid things that can happen. But they don't. They really don't. It's hilarious every week. But if you've never seen the Goes Wrong show, do watch the Goes Wrong show. It's magnificent. Absolutely magnificent. I think we're doing okay. Kind of need to get that one that's full health. I suppose arguably you can see a bit more here what I was discussing. I will try and find a link. I don't know if a link would exist, but I will have a look and see if there is one. Lurk mode engaged, that is fine. Absolutely fine. Well, I mean, in fairness, we were only going to go... Yeah, I've gone slightly further than I wanted to go because I need to now find the save point. But the save point, oh, shit, okay. Nope. Don't know when I'm finishing because I went one more save point and that save point has not presented itself. The age-old bane. The bloody bane! The age-old bane of the RPG, which is basically... I'd like to put it away now, RPG. No. You have to find a save point. Because sometimes RPGs are pricks. Well, I remember that always being a thing when it was sort of... Oh! Oh, I see. I see London, I see France. I see everybody's fucked in their underpants. This battle might be starting again, but no, we've managed to jump. Okay. Oh, no, Melon. Oh, this gone wrong. Do I want... Oh, okay. It's either death or Brunhilde. I summon Brunhilde! Yeah! The first time I've had to hit the panic button, but it may still not work, truth be told. I may not have enough oomph to keep Brunhilde going. And Brunhilde, I must admit that they are spectacular looking. And we'll leave that sentence at that. It's the unfortunate truth. They're just not that good. I realise that seems unreasonable, but they're not. They never felt that spectacular. Like they don't, unlike some of the summons in some of the games, they don't sort of swoop in and go, everything's dead now. They kind of just swoop in and go, yeah, I'm here and doing things. It's fine. See, like everything is still alive, and I'm running out of SP. It's like, are you serious? Brunhilde, get your shit in gear. Which is exactly what we're going to do now by transforming it into. I suppose it does have two forms. so you do get a little bit more bang for your buck. But I do find it's fun. That's right, yeah. Woo! Yeah, my little buggy. Caltron bomb, or Caltrop bomb even. Doesn't help if you can read it properly. Chopper spin, yes, always good to spin your chopper. Go and do a little spark shower. Woo! But even this, like, this target is not dying, despite my best efforts. Centrifugal sweep feels like it's doing quite a nice chunk of change. And now what we'll do is we'll do a chopper spin and then finally do the Missile Flame! Go! Big flame! I'm gonna activate the maximum engine burn. Now that's what I call a burnout. Yeah. I must admit, I'm slightly surprised, and I kind of want it, but also almost don't want it, because it would be sort of silly. But I do quite like the... I suppose the other benefit of summoning, because obviously I was pretty much crippled, but having summoned up Brunhilde, I am now fully healed, which has put me in relatively good stead. So it's a mixed bag, the old summons in this game. They're not quite the emergency panic button you would like them to be, but they're not quite as bad as I perhaps made it out to be just moments ago. I realise I am a master of opinions. I eliminate and eradicate my own opinion within seconds. Within seconds of forming it, I've already poked many holes in my own opinions. I suppose in a way it's quite good, because it keeps me free from being too opinionated and too sort of like everything has to be like this. But it's also quite bad that, you know, the mere moment you form an opinion, you just go nah, and rip it to shreds. It would be nice to form an opinion and actually stand by it. And well, as I say, to a certain extent, it keeps me open-minded. You know? If I keep disagreeing with my own opinions, it keeps me able to disagree and be disagreed with by others. Helps you learn to be a better person. And you didn't expect a wholesome message like that to come at the end of this. This is definitely going to be a 0-starer, isn't it? Flippin' Laura. Cool, blimey. Stone the crows. Chucking out all the old school phrases there. But yeah, this is awful, utterly awful. Greater Behemoth and a bunch of Skatinis or Stickinis. I think they were Stickinis, weren't they? Stick it in a bikini. Come on, that'll get it done. There you go, 0 stars. Ah, I mean 0 stars, and they shattered my bone. I do feel like... Oh, we've found the safe point. We are going to explore this extra corridor, though, because I have to. I have the urge to... I also have the urge for you not to break on me going, oh, look! Giant open room with a treasure chest in the middle. Yeah. Oh, apparently I have to fall for it. Fine. Fuck you. I was going to do it better than you wanted me to do it. And you decided, no, we're going to take control away from you. You can't do it sensibly and sort of skirt around the edge. No. It's a shame he's forging a blade already. That sucks. Let's go superiority, get some buffs up in this house while we sort of let him... I mean, he's going to get that summon of a blade no matter what I do, so what I might as well do is buff myself silly. Just proper hardcore buffing. Buff it! Oh, hasted! Oh, in thunder, interesting choice. And bar fire, I believe. In thundering and bar firing. How fascinating. I mean, I don't necessarily disagree with the choices you've made in life, guys, but they're not necessarily the choices I would have made, but it's what happens. It's what happens when you rely on the auto battle. It chooses for you, there you go, done. I must admit, I don't think in Thunder does anything unless you're a commando. Because I think because I'm using Spark, Strike and Thunder, I don't think it adds Thunder to the Spark, Strike and Thunder. Which makes sense. It would be silly if it added... Although, maybe it adds a little bit more. Maybe it does sort of go, here's a little tiny bit more thunder for your thunder. Would you like to see a little more thunder for your thunder? I saw you like thunder, so I put thunder on your thunder. I've stolen his thunder to put thunder on thunder. On the thunder strike, you've been hit by, you've been struck by a spark strike that's been thundered. This guy wasn't quite as bad as I expected, but we broke him fairly early on. Oh, and I mean, can't deny buffs and debuffs. They do exactly what they're supposed to do. They make your life easier by raising your stats. Or Transformer. Transformers more than meets the eye. Bumblebee. Why are you doing this to me, Bumblebee? You're a pain in my ass. Electrodes. If they do not do like 10,000 experience apiece in a weapon, I am going to be pissed off. Because it basically equates to that was a waste of time. Some of the items in this, I know like technically they're going to do me a favour later on when I'm boosting my weapons and stuff, but just to have gone through that battle to get the phrase, here are 3 electrodes, it's just like, oh fuck you game, I wanted more than 3 electrodes for all of that. For all of my efforts going off the beaten path and fighting a giant monster, I want more than 3 electrodes. I'd like 4, please. I know, I see, I didn't ask for much. Where is your ATB segment? Oh, Synergist, of course it is. Having unlocked all of them, it's taking my brain by... But you can notice now that we've gotten quite high on the Synergist bars, on the Synergist roll, Zaz, whereas he learnt all of his sort of attack-based buffs, will now start learning all of the defense-based buffs, i.e. bar water. Hope, on the other hand, he learnt all the defensive ones first. He will now start learning all the offensive ones, which, I don't know, maybe that's a bad thing. Maybe it would be better to keep them fully unique. It's interesting, I did see Pro Jared, is it? Or am I getting them mixed up? I think it's Pro Jared. I did catch a video of his. No, I think I was focusing on Medic, wasn't I? Always focus on the dick. I caught a video of his discussing Final Fantasy VIII, and he was discussing how sort of like the characters are interchangeable because of this, because of the GF system. And I don't know, it's an odd one because I find myself kind of in slight agreement, but also in slight disagreement, because I quite like the idea of choosing the characters based on the characters. So I quite like the idea of being able to go, okay, I want to play as Snow. Can I do that? Well, yes, because you can have him in the party. Could you learn the thing, Glyph? There we go. Didn't seem to want to work for a moment. I think it was mostly my button pushing was sloppy, but, you know, it did feel like it was refusing. So yeah, it's quite nice, because then you can choose any character you fancy. So if for example, I really disliked Hope, I don't. I joke about him being a whiny little git, but I don't particularly dislike him as a character. I quite like the way they've done him in this game. Oh, she actually got an ATB level. Oh, Vanille might be... Blimey, that's early. I'll take it, though. But yeah, no, she actually got the ATB level, which means she's now got the highest ATB gauge, I believe. Or does she? No, she doesn't. Oh, no, of course. Yeah. I suspect I noticed it in a previous run, but it is still quite interesting. So Zaz, if you note, because he's unlocked his Brunhilde, his Eidolon, he automatically gets an extra segment because of that. So I suspect that ATB level that he's got there is quite far away. Whereas, what's quite interesting, because Vanille, we haven't seen her Eidolon yet, have we? She's not unlocked it. Her ATB segment, her bonus one here, quite early on, which means she actually matches up with the rest of them. Now the boy is still actually slightly far behind, which means in terms of healing, yeah, she's still far behind as well. So both of them probably will get their ATB slot relatively early doors. But yeah, it's quite an interesting idea. Quite well done. Well done. Well done, Final Fantasy. Well done. Right, pop a little save in the first slot. Patented triple save combo. Here we go. Now, is it that one? No, I wouldn't have thought so, because I think it's always the last one, isn't it? Yeah. I just like to rotate them. There's no point. There's no point. Truth be told, if anything was to happen to the save file, it would most likely be a scenario where it happens to the entire machine. And as such, you know, can I just come out of there? Yeah, I can. Cool. Usually I go back to the title menu, don't I? How do I do that? I'll tell you how you do it on a program called How You Do That. Anyway, excellent game, marvellous. That's it. That's what we want to do. And apparently I've received a massage. Ooh. Ah, Blue Boosh is here in the Discord. Welcome, Blue Boosh. I will give you your role. Oh, I could kick you or ban you, but I don't plan on doing that. No, let us open up. I can show you the world of Drakefoot for you, sir. There you go, you're a citizen, so everything is open. The world of Drakefoot has become one for you. I take it I did do the role there. I don't have a bot. I know that's unprofessional and lame and lousy, but I don't have a bot, so it's a fact. It's just a fact. It's absolute perfect fact there. So there you go. Marvellous. Right. That's it, isn't it? Really? That's all of the doings. Let us just have a quick butcher's, see if there's anything particularly worth raiding. I don't know. Oh, okay. Intriguing. It's another one of them. Ooh. Well, the key question is which one? Which one? Go on. We'll go into that one. So, proceedings, doings. Right. If anybody is interested in X-Wing miniatures, probably not so much for anybody who's already played the game, but nonetheless, might be of interest at some point in the future. But anybody who's not played the game, in about an hour, 20 minutes, I believe. Yeah, 9 o'clock. Mr. Malice Caliber is going to be dealing with stuff. He's going to be trying to teach people how to play X-Wing miniatures. I believe, I don't know for absolute certain. There we go. Mr. Can't Sleep Must Paint. I was going to say Can't Sleep Won't Paint. It's because I was thinking of Can't Cook Won't Cook. Can't Sleep Won't Cook. Anyway, yes. He will potentially be online. I don't know for certain. I think he said he was going to try out doing a Saturday stream, but I'm not 100% certain. So he might be on, he might not be. Probably 9:30 again. Standard time-ish, really. Mr. Boosh, you may have seen him in the chat. He's probably in there as well. He's doing something, I suspect. He might be having a go. Doing magic things with miniatures. Probably lucky you chose magic as the M word for what he was doing with miniatures. There's a few that you wouldn't enjoy. That's it. There's some options for tonight. I will be back on Monday because we do now have a new Monday stream. I will be presenting my arts hole and doing some modelling in Blender. We were talking about Blender earlier, and thus I'm trying to do more modelling in Blender. It is a lightsaber at the moment. I'm hoping to finish it off. I don't know precisely how it's going to finish off. I need to figure out the wires at the bottom, which will be interesting. I'm testing something out that may go horribly wrong, and it might be easier just to model the fucking wires. But we'll see how the test fares. And then ideally I'll want to texture it. And that's, yeah, not looking forward to that. I'm not very good at texturing. I don't know precisely how I want to texture it. Keep it simple or try something new. Probably keep it simple for that one, truth be told. Try something new in some of the later projects. So it's probably just going to be simple metal, simple metal, simple metal. Rough it up a bit. Done. But we'll see. Anyway, that's going to be Monday, and then I'll be also back on Wednesday for some more hodgepodge of hilarity. Might be the same trinity of games. I don't know for certain. And then, of course, Thursday for the big show. The big bad show tonight, y'all. Where we'll be doing more Dragon Quest Builders 2 and more... I don't know. Because it's a new game. So I don't know what it is. And you don't know what it is. At some point, I will know what it is. But you'll have to tune in at 10 o'clock on a Thursday to find out. And then, of course, the week begins again. Still looking to try and expand into a Friday one. But that is... I'm kind of taking my time. and trying to build a full package. I want a full package for that one. So anyway, right, we're going to do a little bit of a raidington. So what we'll do is that how you spell it? Yes, it is. There you go. We'll go that side because, you know, less viewers. But these two are doing a randomized Final Fantasy IX run, which is quite a fascinating idea. Everything's all over the place, and they just have to sort of get through it as fast as they can. It's quite fascinating, and it's Final Fantasy, so quite appropriate coming from Final Fantasy here. So we'll pop into there, and hopefully that'll be enjoyable enough. I'll start the raid because it gives me a timer as to when I need to shut the fuck up, and that's relatively important. It's always important to know precisely when you should shut the fuck up. Anyway, right. I will say cheerio. A lot less than I was hoping for when it comes to the raid, but that's fine. Let that advert play out, and then we can see things. Yeah, I'll say cheerio. I'll push the microphone button. It'll go boop, and we'll be off and away. That'll be fun. Really need to remember to stop moving that before turning it off. The whole point in turning it off is so that I can move it without it making weird noise. Oh well, never mind. I will say cheerio.